You win.
Who are you guys?
We're you, dude!
You're metal, dude!
Dudes!
Deliberating. Deliberating. Deliberating.
Dogface.
Deliberating.
Dogface. I'm the dude!
1 minute, dude.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
You're a lying dogface pony soldier. You said you were, but now you gotta be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Who are you guys?
We're you, dude!
And shout out to Andre 3000 for providing that flute break. Respect.
Almost sounded like an X-Files theme song.
Almost.
You kind of shove pencils in your ears and spin around a little bit. And
Sure. I would not advise that, but
no, it is school season now. When people are going back to school, are they allowed to sharpen pencils in public schools? They are pointed objects. They could be seen as weapons.
right. I think only certain races get profiled for sharpened pencils, unfortunately, and that's just not fair.
The ACT test takers, or the SAT test takers.
That's when you know when things,
test takers.
that's when you know things have really went to shit is when they give you the prison hole pencils for school.
Right.
Sometimes the test is just identifying a number 2 pencil.
Yeah, in prison they actually have pencils that you can tie the pencil into a knot and everything.
I have a copy of the short story I Pencil.
Are you prepared to read it?
It's fantastic. Not this evening, but that's a good idea.
I like to celebrate literary accomplishments.
Right.
I
It is
did write a letter
a rather enlightening short story.
It's Tuesday, so it would have been last week. Before Labor Day, I did pen and pencil a letter into the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you get swatted in 10 minutes, we'll know why?
Well, you know what? I should be on the top 10 list of anti-Semites, and I'm not. And they haven't even given me honorable mention.
Right? When they gave that shit to Candace, I was like, damn, they missed a real opportunity there.
That list is rigged.
Right?
I'm not saying that it includes anti-Semites or pro-Semites or anything of that type. I'm just saying that there are far more interesting and colorful and wise people who probably could be on that list, but for some reason aren't.
I'm just saying, just because she's got a bigger audience doesn't mean that she has near as much oomph about it.
Oh. If we're going to talk about oomph, I can report the Cardi B news. She is found not liable of assault allegations in her civil case.
Right, because did you see the size of the security bitch? She was big.
Mm-hmm. We did
I'm doing
learn
a Jasmine.
I have no
Crockett
idea what we're
impression.
talking about right now.
Cardi B.
Okay,
Bruh.
We
that's a
discovered
singer lady, right?
she wears wigs sometimes.
That's a guy.
No, very much a woman.
Yeah, very pregnant right now.
Very, very pregnant woman.
Yeah. She's pregnant like her entire career. she goes through like short periods of not being knocked up, and then she's knocked up again.
No reason to let your career stand in the way of having a family.
Right?
She has a new album out as well. Her Imaginary Players album, where she references a Jay-Z song or something to that effect. And she's struggling to reach number 1 because there's a white musician, I think he's a musician. He's got a song called Demons Are Democrats or Democrats Are Demons.
Is that
Which
that
might
Tom
be at number
McDonald?
1. I think so. Yeah, I think that's the
He's
guy.
supposed to be on He's going to be on Glenn Lawrence's show.
That might warrant a viewing.
Yeah, he's got that'll do a lot of good for Glenn Lawrence. So that's a pretty big interview to grab. I'll bet you that guy can take as many dabs as NGK though. They're only good for one.
The Tom McDonald with or without the cornrows and the braids.
Tom McDonald is a fucking Canadian cosplaying as a goddamn patriot, and it's so his whole shtick is just the dumbest, pandering, hokey, god awful, fucking shame to hip hop. It's like he's cosplaying two different things at the same time, and he's really bad at both of them. We're having real white rapper Crack Amico.
Oh,
Wake up tomorrow. Tune in for that. It's gonna be
that would be fun. Is it pronounced Amico?
Crack Amico.
Not Amico.
It's
Not Amico.
Does he have the really bad entire face and body?
No. It's a character. It was years ago. In order to like get a golden ticket to Skankfest or something like that, Lewis and his partner Zach Amico.
What? You're at Canifest in Eureka? That's like right next to where I live.
Huh?
Chat.
OG Pavlos.
Oh, Pavlos. Okay.
The original Pavlos.
Yeah. What up, Pav? Right on.
That's where I live. I had too much stuff to do, or else I would have went to the festival.
But yeah. Anyway, the podcast that Zach Amico and Louis J. Gomez from Legion of Skanks, who puts on Skankfest every year, their Real Ass podcast show had a contest to see who could become the official Real Ass podcast rapper and embody the persona of Crack Amico. So this wigger dude out in North Carolina fucking stepped up and killed it, and has been putting out hilarious, like, Comedy World inspired inside baseball fucking diss tracks, and then did the Dave Portnoy one and the Donald J. Trump one.
Yeah, they're great.
Did the Cracker Barrel thing a couple of weeks ago, like the day that logo came out. He had a fucking diss track about it.
He was ready.
Oh, dude, I was just quick with it and hilarious. So I hit him up last week and I was like, "Hey, dude, you should come on the show." And he was like, "All right, cool." So, yeah.
Steve never does that for our show. But
I do. We're gonna hang out with Forest Mommy in a week or two. I couldn't get anybody that wanted to fight me. That was the problem.
That was a problem. That was a real problem.
So we've gone from fighters into lovers.
They all just blocked me. We're like, "Narp."
Yeah, we just lost friends. Yeah.
Love and hate are two sides of the same coin, and we've just been flipping enough coins, I suppose.
What's up, Brian?
Yeah, and it's not like, it's just, it was supposed to be a debate show, so what do you do when you're in Fight Club? You have to go out and pick a fight. Their rule is you have to lose, but we don't have to on this one.
If we would have told people that was the rule, then maybe we would have had more success.
Right?
Like, no, we got to lose. You got to win.
Right?
That might hit them in their ego a little bit if we tell them that we're always going to lose.
We could have got Jordan Peterson that way, guaranteed.
Even when we win the debate, we still lose. How does that work out? I don't know. I did write a letter to the ADL, and I ended up reading it to them. I called them, and they have a number to call, so I reported a possible hate crime, but I haven't heard back yet. So we're waiting to hear back on that.
What'd you call me in for?
There's some confusion about pigskins.
That's what they used to call the old football.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the confusion?
Oh, pork rinds are
Chicharrones.
also pigskins.
Chicharrones.
Yeah. So if you leave an offering of pigskins on a Jewish police officer's lawn,
Isn't Ridgeline Farms the guy who makes that what the fuck's it called? Lance? Yeah, I think that Ridgeline Farms wins a lot of times.
is the blueberry caviar made exclusively of blueberries?
It tastes like blueberries, I'm sure.
It's just like the fish eggs with the blueberries on top.
I know these.
No. It's vegan caviar, Marcus. It's literally just blueberries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With a fishy egg texture.
They do
Marcus
they
is like,
slime
"Don't
them
rip
up a
me
little
off.
bit.
I
yeah.
want the fishiness.
Yeah,
Marcus
they slime
like-
them up a little bit, but it's more like a light maple syrup glaze rather than fish oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marcus is like, what the fuck? I wanted the fishiness.
Well, yeah, you do feast only on Ricola and lutefisk, so
I might crack open this little delicious Thin Mint cereal from General Mills. Had this on my shelf for about 6 years now.
that's how you get the diabetes. The diabetes.
Like after the Thin Mint Whippets, that Thin Mint taste brings me back now.
Thin Mint Whippets.
Still got about 4 of those sealed in the fridge in case of a good time. But I've been thinking
pomegranate would be fruit caviar. That's a very I'm with you.
Before the ground freezes.
I have to agree with that assessment. Pomegranate would be the fruit caviar.
Could I do like a ding dong ditch with the fruit caviar in a bag?
Yeah,
not from the cannabis fest.
You know
Somebody
what?
whoop your
Marcus
ass.
got a haircut and a beard trim, and he's got his sexy duds on. This is promotional night for the
I'm
auction.
stepping out.
Mm-hmm.
He's amping up. He's amping up the excitement. We need everybody to know how good the goods are.
Half a Bitcoin to get in, ladies.
Yeah, plus 1 case, and I do mean like the big box of Ricolas.
Right.
Try a master case if you want bonus points.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So I am considering offering my services up till about Thanksgiving, before the ground freezes, of various lawn care services that are anti-services. So I've discovered there's idea of putting plastic forks in the lawn. It's kind of a safe one. Have you
Why
heard
would you
about this?
put plastic forks in the lawn?
Right.
Because the person then has to remove the forks. And you can't
So
mow
you're
can't mow your
pre-planting
lawn.
plastic forks in order to then charge them later to remove said forks.
Correct.
That's some Huckleberry thin ass shit.
So you do it in September when it's raining and the grass is growing tall and the leaves are falling. So now you got extra work to do to maintain the yard because you don't want to run lawnmower blades over plastic forks sticking out of the lawn. Hypothetically speaking, of course. We're just imagining a scenario where a team of workers, highly skilled, dressed in
You're going to get a whole team.
colors. Yeah. It's the more we have, the faster we can get the work done. The more forks we can place on a lawn.
Jeez,
I don't do golf courses though. I don't do golf courses.
seems like that's where the good money would be at.
Perhaps. But the question was raised as to whether or not leaving pork rinds on a Jewish police officer's lawn is considered an act of love or an act of hate.
We've found forks to be highly anti-Semitic.
It's the pork
Yeah,
rinds.
back in Egypt, they weren't allowed to eat with the forks.
There were no forks.
That was only for the pharaoh class.
See, chopsticks, that could be considered a hate crime if
We
it's done on
only
an
used
Asian American's lawn.
spoons.
Or those
It was in
little.
the other 5 commandments that.
And everyone had a knife, but that was only to kill Amalek. You couldn't even cut your food with it, Bobby. It was terrible. You're making that up.
Well, we know the ADL is listening tonight, so we're just trying to make them laugh, especially hard tonight.
Right. We're conducting what should have been the interview between Bill Maher and Woody Allen.
Oh.
But instead, Woody Allen got to watch Bill Maher interview Bill Maher.
That will happen.
Yeah.
Is Bill Maher still religious?
He is as religious as ever. Yeah.
Okay.
And as anti-Muslim as he always has.
Well,
been, too.
that's the question.
Oh, they really amped up the anti-Muslim fucking rhetoric.
Didn't they though? It's got that old time feeling, right?
Yeah. Like that one representative that came out with the flamethrowing the fucking
the freaking Quran. Like that's
Quran.
gold, yo.
Yeah. Rose, what's up, Jason? You're
So
a Jewish Muslim?
if it's
Nice.
a soft C Quran, is it pronounced Saran? Or is it always with a Q? I just don't know much about the Saran.
I mean,
Quran?
I think
Quran?
in the Arabic translation, it's always a Q, but I've seen people spell it Koran as well.
Okay. It's like a yarmulke or a kippah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they've really cranked that rhetoric back up. Like, I have not ever seen it quite since they were drumming the war drums for Iraq. I have not quite seen that level of it.
Is it appropriate to describe them as Islamicists?
Is what now?
To use the word Islamicist.
Are you
like
Tulsi Gabbard
SIST.
now?
It's not like CYST. It's not like a growth that you don't want.
No,
Like
no. You
Islamicist.
can say it like Tulsi Gabbard. Radical Islamist.
He might have a
jihadist.
white stripe underneath his headband there.
Shaka, brah. Let's go bomb some Islamists.
Islamicists.
Radical Islamist jihadis.
Like
My
the
Tulsi Gabbard impression.
Islamicisters. You could do a reach out for
Are those the black
Muslim
Muslim
women. Yeah.
Islamicistas?
Like Whoopi Goldberg in a new Sister Act movie where she becomes a Islamicist.
Whoopi Goldberg is the suicide bomber.
She just tied it into her dreads.
My real concern is there just aren't enough up and coming black actresses.
Right? And it's the freaking never mind. It's YouTube. Anyway, we love Whoopi Goldberg and we hope she's doing fantastic. We do. These are jokes. They're just jokes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we can't get Rosie O'Donnell to do blackface. I don't think. Who's the other
Right.
white actress?
Howard Stern's
Roseanne?
probably not doing it anytime soon again.
He sold a lot of baloney back in his day. Purchased a lot as well.
Yeah.
Sharpie markers.
He also put off his big comeback speech by a week. His return to radio. He put it off by a week.
Howard Stern's already back on radio.
So, okay, I found out through the comedy grapevine that Howard and his team put out the rumor that he was being canned from Sirius.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the entire internet went, "Oh, thank God." Instead, and they're so out of touch. They're in such a, he's in such a yes man bubble and stuff like that, that he thought that the entire internet would be screaming screaming at Sirius and threatening to cancel subscriptions, and we're done with you, and we want Howard, and everyone did the exact opposite.
Like
And
finally,
just sat there
CEO
roasting
making
the
good
guy for
decisions.
the better part of a week, and then he announces his big return to radio as September 2nd and puts it off for a week.
Because Sirius was like, "Hey, you know about that gag? It really kind of looks like maybe we should do that."
They were paying that dude a ridiculous amount of money.
Got like $100 million a year or some shit like that.
He's made, if not a billion plus off of Sirius in the last 20 years. I think 2006 is when he came on, so almost 20 years.
It's Dr. Evil money, $1 billion.
Holy shit. And I mean, who has Sirius anymore? I mean, outside of car rental places.
It was a cool name. Was it?
Like those radio apps or radio thing subscriptions were pretty cool 15 years ago, but I don't know anybody that has that.
Podcasts are the future, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems. Although I seen Thomas said that he's getting 10,000 downloads a show now,
Very good.
so that's good numbers.
Those are good numbers.
What do you
Good
want?
listeners. I have that Cowboy Catheter commercial. I don't know if we were actually going to play that or are we just going to talk about it.
No, we're not gonna play it, Marcus.
I'm not going to play that one.
We would run the risk of running afoul of the YouTube overlords, and we are a newly monetized show here.
That
Which,
is
by the way,
true.
if you're
That is
watching on
true.
YouTube and you want to send some love, there you can do that now. We'll get
Uh,
custom emojis and stuff like that going, and
We
all
have
that kinda
custom emojis.
nonsense, huh?
We have custom emojis.
All right, more.
They're probably not great. We want to get better ones.
more
But we have one.
customer.
Steve looks like the dude.
Oh,
and
that's
he's yelling. And Marcus is a computer wizard.
Yeah.
And I am an alchemist with a peacock feather.
So I am on X.com. I've been on X for
Yeah, this one's
15 years.
This one's Marcus.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That one's Steve.
Yeah, I see it. Mm-hmm.
That one's me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the Dogface dudes.
All right.
There we
They
are,
look very pious. Yeah,
reading the Bible together. Is that the
That's
King
probably
James
not the Bible.
Well, Ben's always had a YouTube channel that just flew enough under the radar because the videos that blow up are like life on the farm videos.
Yeah. This is just my farm video channel. I had Odin's Alchemy, but this was just my farm video channel. And they didn't take this away.
And so we finally got enough watch hours or whatever and appealed 3 times after being specifically told not to appeal the 3rd time. And so the 3rd time the appeal went through basically right away, right?
Yeah, literally in 2 hours. After the other times they kept rejecting us because they kept telling me it's not my channel. And honestly, when I dig through it, other people have clipped out stuff of mine where I'm talking and put it on their channels, which I'm fine with. I'm not complaining about that. But
I can
they
take
got
full
way
ownership
better
of the
views than
channel.
I get. They got way better views than I get, and I think that YouTube basically almost gave them credit for the shows. And they're like, no, it's not your channel. And I had to do all this shit making up a video of me and the street, take screenshots of the StreamYard and show them that us recording it and all this crap. Christy Crinkle.
It's not my channel. It's your channel. Your name's on the channel.
Right.
Like,
Who else would you be?
I'm the dumbass talking all the time. I'm the dumbass with the farm shenanigans. Believe me, those are my animals doing the shenanigans.
So now we are YouTube members, partners.
Yeah,
Right.
partners. We're
Okay.
partners.
So we are
Right.
partnering with
Bona
YouTube to
fide.
bring this stream to you tonight.
We's bona fide. I don't know what that means though.
Bona fide.
But yeah, if you're watching on the Rumble and you have a YouTube account, please follow Benjamin Balderson.
Yeah, we're trying to build it up, trying to go get somewhere, and trying to make all the fun things for everybody. We'll make better emojis and stuff. Marcus is slow. You got to nag at him a lot.
I just have a lot of other priorities.
These were the best. He's got to sit and snuff his Thin Mint Whippets and eat Thin Mint cookies.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Although I was maybe gonna start my garlic and dill review channel where I just review different cheeses from Wisconsin.
Cheeses? That is a worthy channel. I would involve myself in this endeavor.
I feel like we should get a sponsorship from El Yucateca,
Okay.
makers of fine habanero sauce.
All right.
You can put it on literally everything, and it's
I
got
did a lot of
nice
fruit
little kick,
reviews.
but it's not, fucking hot.
Do you put on apple slices too?
You could. I put it on watermelon.
Okay. All right.
A little hot sauce on some watermelon, a little salt, dude.
Perfect. But eating cheese might be considered racist, so we'll let the ADL know that.
It is white supremacy to
Benjamin
consume
Balderson.
fine cheese.
Not everyone can consume cheese like I'm able to consume it.
It is. There's a great classic episode. I think it's the first episode of the Boondocks.
Mm-hmm.
America's favorite cartoon.
It is funny.
And
Oh, and we got a one N-word pass for the night. Each of us. We get one N-word.
hang on.
Okay.
Why is there
Save
volume?
my N-word.
But
for-
yeah, no.
Stop the show. Stop the show. We got our first member. Hey, it's Tony Coriolis, you fucking stud.
Go, Tony. It's my birthday. You're celebrating.
Tony is a
It's my
stud, too.
birthday.
When we were Marcus and Christy and I were after when we got to Hurricane Fest and it shut every damn thing down. Tony was in one of the only hotels. There was like 4 buildings in North Carolina that had power, and Tony was in one. He let us take a shower. Oh man, that was nice. It was getting a little ripe.
Hot water and
Point to the
electricity.
Boondock story though, so we can move on because it's still in my head. Was there's a line in it where they're getting ready to have Mr. Onceler over, Big Ed, who like owns half the town that Granddad lives in, and the bank that holds the mortgage on the house that Granddad lives in. Inviting him over, and Granddad has a whole bunch of fancy cheeses laid out, and he explains to his grandsons that you can pacify the white man with fancy cheese.
It's true.
Yeah.
It is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Much wisdom in the Boondocks cartoon. Much wisdom. Like I can be fully enraged, ready to fight, and if you hand me some nice cheese, it's,
Much nicer. Much nicer.
How old
Yeah.
do you like your cheddar?
I like aged sharp cheddar.
We have a
Warriors,
running joke on the show now
Sixers.
because Pasta, who co-hosted AM Wake Up with me, all that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
insisted in front of both me and T. Snyder and also Jesus that provolone was something other than just peasant rap for garbage food. And so he got very in his feels about this, and so now it's become a running joke, which is fantastic.
Provocative provolone.
Yeah.
I like Gouda
Gouda.
for just the most. Gouda or for cooking foods.
Fantastic.
The Colby Jack is I think the best. It melts real nice into things. It carries peppers real well. You know, you got your jalapeno jack or your pepper jack, or you know, that's
It's all right. Okay.
I do like there's a cheddar. There's a nice one of the places up here makes small farm cheddar jack. They call it marbled. That one's real nice. I'm dying to know what the little pug dance thing looks like.
Oh, it just looks like a little
Pugs.
pug.
dancing.
Yeah, wiggling its puggy butt,
Kind of like a hamster.
staring straight at you.
I'm gonna call her pug dance now. She's putting pug
Oh,
dance.
did the chat break? Here,
No, I see
let me
it.
do that. Have you tried turning it on or off and on again?
No, this always does this to me. This is why Christy Crinkle is pink hand wave. Because on my thing, it says pink. It literally just says pink hand wave, and I'm like, why does she keep putting pink hand wave? Not realizing it was an emoji. What's the best cheese for truffles? It's on Steve's Rumble. AM Wake Up.
Yeah.
What's the best cheese for truffles? There's this rattlesnake white cheddar that is phenomenal, and that's got some real nice habaneros in there, and it's spunky. It's spunky.
There's a spunky sports guy I was reading about. Got a little excited.
Oh, you're
And
talking
his
about
name-
Roger Jackson?
No, I'm talking about Greg Olson.
Okay.
Greg Olson wanting to create a fun little name for the Buffalo Bills general manager, whose name is Brandon Bean with an extra E, Beane, and by adding an R to the end of it, he became a Beaner. So Greg Olson exclaimed that the Buffalo Bills general manager was Beaner, and apparently that meant something to someone somewhere.
Oh, they got up in
Beaner
their feels about it?
a typical Mexican slur, yeah.
Right. Which none of them give a fuck about, by the way.
No.
And
No, they're like
for
white
the
people.
fucking
They don't
record,
care.
beans are fantastic. It's the funniest fucking attempt at a slur. Like, if you've ever met or hung out with a bunch of fucking Mexicans, they're all the blue collar dudes that we remember from the 80s and 90s, and it's all just fucking cracking jokes. And yeah, dude, anything like remotely supposedly racist towards them is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
During the Buffalo Bills and Chicago Bears.
Yeah, they're like white
preseason
people. They
matchup.
don't get offended by that shit. And for my favorite three for non-psychedelic that I just eat all the time is shiitake. We get a wild shiitakes out here, and Christy makes them into what's that? Or chanterelles, my bad. Chanterelles.
Oh yeah, chanterelles.
Christy makes the chanterelles into a gravy sauce. It's like biscuits and gravy, and instead of since I'm a vegetarian, and that chanterelle biscuits and gravy. Oh my god. With hedgehogs. And hedgehogs, and then morels are really awesome.
Black trumpets are really good too.
I'm not a fan of the black trumpets for some reason.
I like those, man.
It might be we weren't picking them at the right time. I didn't really care for them. We got ours again. Those are something that we picked around here. And then lion's mane is really excellent.
Turkey tail's good too.
Ooh.
That's yummy.
Yeah, chanterelles are hard to beat. We thought,
Oh man.
I think it started raining really early this last year, and we thought we were going to do real good with our wild mushrooms, and we didn't see shit. We were pretty unhappy.
I
You have
guess
any of
we're
those
supposed to
box
have a
kits?
warmer winter this year.
You can grow the mushrooms in a box. Do you have any
Didn't
of
they
those
say
box
something
kits?
about an El Nino or whatever?
Yeah, something like that. You shouldn't. You can't really grow chanterelles in a box. You really can't. Because they grow like at and right under like oak on the ground.
Right.
That's what they like. And or at least like oak trees, they like those. So it's you can duplicate it. You can take like a good size, mossy oak log and drag it to a specific spot and make sure that you like seed the fuck out of it or
Mhm.
Yeah.
store the fuck out of it, and you can recreate that environment outdoors but it's still they're going to produce when the weather conditions are right, or they're not if they aren't, but they're fucking delicious. And if you can recreate the setup in a couple of key spots on your property or in your yard, then you're pretty consistently every season getting a decent supply of chanterelles from that.
Yeah, we must have eaten 100 pounds of them last year.
Yeah.
Year before? Yeah, last year.
When my buddy Ben, but Kalajian, not Balderson, was chefing it up at the Vajraprani resort, Buddhist resort place, in Boulder Creek, just north a little bit. But it's like right around the corner from a couple of places I used to live. But he was chefing up there. So every year during chanterelle season, he'd bring us onto that property. And dude, fucking trash bags full of anywhere from like
The unscented
to like
trash bags.
yeah, and oh yeah, we were grubbing, and we took some down to like a couple of restaurants in Santa Cruz, and black marketed the chanterelles for the menu for a couple of weeks and shit like that. And, yeah.
What's the deal with those scented garbage bags? They add an extra scent to it.
I don't know. We did not get scented bags.
Okay.
They are horrible though, from somebody that, like, if you're in the cannabis industry and somebody hands you that, you're like, oh, awesome. Awesome. Now that's going to smell and taste like that all the time.
Right. It's like those vacuum cleaner filters that have the filters with the scent in it. You turn the vacuum cleaner on. It's, great. Mm.
The great white Pope.
Mm.
Just trying jokes. Good job. Good job.
Those emojis look pretty all right.
It'd be pretty cool, though, to read articles and then hear Steve's voice in your head every time you're reading things.
Some people do.
It happens. When I read, a lot of times when I read Steve's Twitters, I can hear it in Steve's voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Every time I read something Norm Macdonald wrote, it's in his voice.
Yeah. 100%.
You should read everything in Norm Macdonald's voice and cadence, if possible. It's fantastic.
Cadence is important.
Him doing the news was just epic. That was prime Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. His return monologue when they invited him back to host the show after they fired him was absolutely epic. Yeah. He just sat there and he's like, they fired me because they said I wasn't funny. A year and a half ago, I wasn't funny enough to be in the building. Now I'm hosting the show. He's like, but don't get it, the the good news is I didn't get funnier. The show just sucks.
Yes. and has gotten so much worse since then.
There might be some new cast members
it
this
always,
season.
It always used to go through cycles
Yeah.
where a bunch of the old guys would all leave and then the new guys would come in and they would have to figure out their which ones are going to be the funny skits and things like that. And so it took them a year or two, and now they're like 20 years. They're like, yeah, we just can't figure it out.
You're not supposed to use them as condoms, Rich. If you don't want to taint your meat, don't wrap it in scented trash bags.
Were they using trash bags for dresses to go to the prom?
I don't know.
Like, people made duct tape prom dresses at some point. Trash bags and duct tape and reusable.
That's a good joke. That's a good joke from Saturday Night Live. Norm's joke about the professor of logic. I believe that one's better. The moth joke is better. Some of the stuff that they pulled off on the blue card jokes from the Norm show, or not, yeah, I think, or whatever, Norm or whatever his podcast was called. Yeah. Top tier. I don't know. I love Norm. Fucking, he's in my top 5, top 3 all time. Yeah.
He's hard to beat.
Looking at Kristen Wiig from SNL.
Yeah,
she's in a new movie.
She was okay on SNL. She wasn't great. She didn't really stand out.
I always get her confused with the chick who was on Saturday, or no, the Jon Stewart show, Daily Show.
Samantha
Bee?
No. The one who did like one of the Bob's Burger Kid voices. And she was in Flight of the Conchords, I think. We found out he ran straight to the loving arms of one Stu Peters.
Oh,
yeah.
Kristen Shaw.
Yeah, that's the one.
Kristen Shaw. Okay.
I always get her confused with.
I can see why.
Kristen Wiig. But yeah, he went straight to Stu Peters' his show,
which is just gross. Like,
go
I
kick it with Focus.
Kind of popped up on the scene, and he was not only had he figured out that they put snake venom in everybody's water supply, and I gotta tell you, this is, in my opinion, the conspiracy world. They jump the shark a lot of times. This one was supremely stupid. Like, people apparently don't realize how many water sources there are across the country. Basically, every little town has their own water source. Every large town has multiple water sources. Mm-hmm. The amount of places they would have to go poison to make this happen is insane. And then, just like a canary in the coal mine, if there was actual poison in the water, we would have noticed small animals, small children, small things dying from that very easily, or getting extraordinarily sick. Like birds, mice, things like that would have started dying off. But lucky enough, as soon as he figured out that there was venom in the water, he also had a whole line of supplements and things like that to hawk you while you're taking things. What's up, Chris?
So that was Dr. I don't know if he's actually a doctor, but he was artist, ARDISS, artist.
Yeah, that's
Ryan.
the doctor that supposedly was the one that worked on all that.
That was connected to the Watch the Water. This was the same time when they were going to look at morgues and they were doing autopsies in human bodies and pulling out all sorts of squid and sea creatures and shrimp and all sorts of things that shouldn't be in the human body. And people were just amazed they hadn't seen inside a human body before.
The whole spider crabs
looked like actual calamari.
Crazy.
That's why the Bible tells you not to eat
chain link calamari, even.
Yeah. How did that stuff get in there? All sorts of worms. Mm-hmm. Is there still a worm in JFK Jr.'s head? Is there a worm in his brain at some point? The healthy guy. The
Oh,
Make America Healthy
RFK.
again.
Yeah.
RFK, yeah.
We named the worm Harry.
Okay. So the worm's
Harry the
doing
brain
well. Okay. That's good.
As long as the worm's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta wonder how the worm feels about him not doing heroin anymore.
We heard that the worm was implanted there by Rabbi Shmuley.
Some
It
people
wasn't from
are
swimming in whatever exotic river he said it was.
some
That
people are
dildo
implanting their
delivery
own
method will get
bodies.
you.
In fact, on the AM Wake Up Marmot calendar, there is every time Bobby appears in it or in any evangelist cartoons, his
Mhm.
brainworm Harry also makes an appearance.
So this is not me promoting this Retta. What
Oh
is it called?
wow, that's a
Retta
heck of
Trutide.
a transformation, man.
This
That's
guy became an
incredible.
NFL player overnight.
Being dedicated to fitness pays off, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
fixes
see he's been hitting
eyesight.
the tanning salon a lot.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
right.
So there's a whole class of pharmaceuticals, things that you can inject in your body. This is not an endorsement of any of them. Retatrutide is an investigational single peptide medication designed as a triple agonist that activates the receptors for glucose-dependent insulinotropic polypeptide (GIP). Glucagon-like peptides 1, that's the GLP-1, and glucagon. Mm-hmm. I
The
can say all
GLP
those.
is the stuff in Ozempic, right? Sorry to cut you off.
That's part of the families of
Yeah.
Ozempic
Okay.
tides, the Ozempics. Yeah,
I hadn't heard Ozempic makes your eyesight come back.
it's a miracle drug. What it can do. So compared to the native hormones, retatrutide is less potent at the human GLP-1 and glucagon receptors. There's just all this scientific talk, but just look for yourself. See the before and after pictures. It's a wonderful thing.
I'm sold.
Mm-hmm.
Retta, it turns you black.
Gives you the Adonis lines. Totally.
He has the Adonis
natty.
lines in the left picture.
Yeah.
Oh, I see them. They're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're a lot larger, in fact.
Before they were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes they just get new iPhones.
Went from fucking Joe DeRosa to Nitro.
That dude is fucking jacked.
He's ripped, dude. That's an American Gladiator right there.
Yeah.
That dude's gonna fucking beat the shit out of you with a giant Q-tip.
Yeah, he has
Gonna
more
happen.
wing. He has more wing off to the side there between his fucking traps and then
Got some Bruce Lee traps and shit.
That
Yeah.
he can like fly like a flying squirrel, I think.
Right?
It's very inspiring. You look at the right middle-aged guy, and he's going to offer to pay for 4 years of college tuition. Just look at him in the eyes. You can go to any college you want. Just leave me in my.
Now he needs swimming lessons.
Not with those traps, dude. No, if he could take the big ass Q-tip with him, sure. No fucking floaty and kick. Yeah. That's all you're getting, though.
You think he would sink in a pool? Hashtag watch the water.
What is this on the right talking about
Oh, yeah. This is just a little Reddit humor. Yeah, this is the Retatrutide subreddit here, reminding people to please do the research on these glucagon agonists. I don't really know what's going on here. I'm just starting the process of determining if any of these peptides are right for me. But I think I like my skin tone the way it is.
Fatherless.
It's all right. Could be a football announcer. Beaner.
Yeah, the only people that get offended by Beaner are white ladies.
People didn't even know it was offensive. They just thought it was a cute, fun word to say.
That's like the shit that Christie does,
Mm-hmm.
where you say very racist things but don't realize that what you said was racist.
Some news about Nestle CEO.
That's exactly what happened. They called the guy.
The Nestle
I want
chocolate
to be.
people.
I want to be on purpose racist. She's like, quit calling me accidentally racist.
The home of the big Swiss Miss is going through some roster change here, as Nestle removes their CEO after investigation into a relationship with a subordinate. It may have been sexual, but I can't tell what the Swiss are up to. He is a French man, and his name is something like Laurent Verjaca.
You can't trust them fucking Frenchies.
No,
Or
I
the
can't even
Swiss
say
let
their
you move.
names. So they appointed Philip Navratil as their new CEO. I think the first guy was just engaging in sexual activity with a woman,
How
and
dare you.
didn't tell the board of directors that he had intended to do so. So he got caught for doing it, but had he told them ahead of time, back in like
I'm gonna
1986.
my secretary and bend her right over this here
Mhm.
table. All
Right.
in favor? Aye.
Mm-hmm. So they've
Motion
reported
passed.
$6.3 billion that they've made the first half of this year, which is
That's a lot of Swiss Miss.
It's a 10% drop from last year, but it's still $6.3 billion for all the multinational conglomerate food-like objects that they sell.
Congratulations, stakeholders.
We got Kit Kat bars out there, a lot of dog food and cat food as well. So not only
Candace can't be
people,
on this. She's not white enough. I mean, they let her in the white. They let her in the white parties. Like she's like, I'm with this white guy here, but in Switzerland, you got to be white.
yeah.
Especially at the Swiss Miss factory. This is you got to get in with Marcus. Only he has these kind of connections with the Swiss.
Yeah,
I mean, her husband is some kind of English royalty.
But nobody likes the English.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember that white Swiss Miss mix, the white chocolate mix? Their indulgent collection.
White chocolate's not real chocolate.
Well,
Yeah, that shit's awful. It's the provolone of chocolates.
It's a hot drink mix.
Definitely. Take that fucking spaghetti. What's up, Mojo? That was for pasta.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call him spaghetti.
I was on provolone. Did he have any Swiss Miss opinions?
Swiss Miss
The
is
white
all
chocolate.
right.
I'll have
the,
to
the white
ask.
chocolate.
We'll have to ask.
Okay. It is
I would
part of the
assume that
indulgent
you would be
collection.
opposed to white chocolate too. It is just freaking awful.
Yeah, if you want to eat something that doesn't at all resemble chocolate but has the word chocolate in it, white chocolate, that's your winner.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember there's a commercial with a catchy theme song sung by a
My baloney
rock
has
star.
a first name. It's OSCAR. My
Is the-
baloney has a second name. It's MEYER. That's not the one.
No, it's the Nestle Alpine White commercial.
I don't recall this commercial. Don't play
Creamy
it.
white bars of chocolate. It may have been the white chocolate.
You got to sing
bar.
it. You can't play it. We aren't going to take a clip hit.
It's Sweet Dreams. I'll find
Are
them.
made of these?
It's something to that effect. It's not quite Eurythmic though. Faith No More covered it, the Nestle commercial song, live in 1991.
Solid.
Covered that in Chile, so I will share that on my Twitter page for those who are on the X site. That's what I was remembering back when the Faith No More guy, what was his name? He was in Mr. Bungle as well. Is it Mike Patton?
Patton. Yeah. Sorry, I had a mouthful of food. Mike Patton.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
So there was a beautiful white woman on a mountain singing. She had some fabrics blowing in the wind, and then they're singing some saccharine song about
And then they're singing
Nessie
Faith No
Alpine
More.
White.
What
Well, then
Faith?
Faith No More
What
from the
is this?
stage loved it. Yeah. So I'm just remembering that when they had white commercials on television.
That don't happen no more. That's only in the 90s.
Right. Sweet Dreams You Can't Resist. Late 80s, early 90s. By 1992, it
I
was
mean,
real.
I vaguely remember it now that you bring it up. Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
I had a friend that worked at Nestle. You don't trust them at all.
To dig up those old
they're
racial
definitely not my
memories.
favorite. Nestle's actually a really horrible corporation. I like, for chocolates, I usually, if I can, get that Ghirardelli hot chocolate.
Okay.
The double hot chocolate. That one's good.
What pet food brands does Nestle own? They have a whole pet care brand. Friskies, Purina 1, Fancy Feast, Felix and Cat Chow. Lots of Nestle-owned pet products.
Dude,
Nestle
the
Purina
Purina factory in Denver, right off
Yeah.
of the freeway, smelled so freaking bad.
Okay. Looks like they're moving
gross
to
driving by that thing.
They're moving to
Especially on
South
a hot
Carolina.
day.
No, South Korea. Korea's not Carolina.
Yeah, the second worst place there was that, what the hell was that called? Commerce City.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you drive by that and you wanted to hold your breath the whole time you were driving. You're
Yep.
like, okay, 1, 2,
So they're moving operations to South Korea as of April 2025. It looks like the Nestle pet food operations. So that's good news for South Korea. Was that best Korea or worst Korea?
Well, it depends on who you ask,
I'm asking the dogs of the Koreas.
right? Either way, they're scared.
What was the dog food made of dogs?
That was the most traumatic part of the Faces of Death movies. It really was. Like, all the ones where, like,
animals, yeah.
you've seen people fucking getting killed and shit, and then you're like, I can handle this. And then they take like a little puppy and cut it open and like throw it in the pan. You're like, no, never show me that again.
Yeah.
Why would you do this to me?
Right.
It was a puppy.
Well, we're
fucking monkeys, dude. Yeah, that shit was wild.
the greatest.
I can't believe we all watched that
Bashing
when we
their
were
heads
children.
and shit.
That's crazy.
Is it comparable to the horrors that happened in New York City in September a few years back, 2001?
I don't think any of the ones in Faces of Death were false flags, but it's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, and in Faces of Death, when the people jumped out the buildings, they bounced when they hit the ground.
Steel beams melting.
That was the weirdest thing to me watching those movies. I'm like when the people would bounce when they hit the ground, you're like, I didn't really ever expect that.
Yeah, in stock trading now extended to cryptocurrency trading, the charts, they call it the dead cat bounce, to watch for the dead cat bounce. Goes down, hits a low, bounces back up.
Mm-hmm.
The dead cat bounce.
We are so scared of putting much of anything because we've gotten copyright strikes on just about everything we've ever put up, including one of the songs that we played was actually Steve's, associated with Steve. We know it's not copyright hitted. We know that they didn't do it. I got personal permission from Danheim, the band, to put their music on my show when I had my Elden's Alchemy show. And that got hit every time for Danheim. And it doesn't matter that I've got a letter from them and everything saying that I can use their music. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
and Nestle water is garbage. It absolutely is.
We had a dude on yesterday from a metal band that's going to be playing at Third Eye El Paso here in about 6 weeks. And he was like, yeah, anytime you want to use our music or anything like that, like I totally give you permission to. And I'm like, well, I would not allow it on the platforms that would count anyway. But if I, and in my head, thanked him and stuff like that. But in my head, I'm like, man, even if I tried that and like submitted the clip, it still wouldn't work.
Yeah, they're YouTube's just ridiculous about it. And it's amazing to me because there's so many shows that all they do is show clips. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, are the React channels getting YouTube monetized, or are they just
They got
React
commercials
channels
on them
with-
and shit.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I really don't.
Posting it to my ex.
It's like when Freeman Fly wasn't allowed to put his shit on YouTube, but some dude ripping him off and recording his shows and then putting them onto YouTube.
Yeah. Yep.
That was okay. Like, oh, you're fucking him over? All right. We like that.
Having other channels that do clips, they are able to do that because they're clipping, I guess. And they're a channel with all clips on it. If they agree that they're not using AI or altering the clips in any way beyond just editing them, then they're probably okay. I think some of them are having to identify if they're using AI tools to then alter words that someone did not say. So it has to be clearly labeled as for comedy parody use only, created by AI, and the person did not ever say these words. Then it's generally okay if you're playing by the rules. But because we're in this kind of gray area transition where people are figuring this out, some of those videos are getting taken down. Others are blowing up. There really isn't a consistent practice. I found the video I'd made taking the commercial and matching it to Patton's live vocals singing the sweet Nestle commercial.
You need to sing it.
I'm trying to remember it. I have to listen to it. Let's see. Because there's a real nice painting. I don't know if turn the captions on and it thinks it's some language, Hindu, Korean. No, I need English. Nestle's makes the very best. Nestles. Creamy white. Dreamy white. Nestle's makes the very best. Nestles. There it is. Don't want to get caught in anyone's head for too long of a time.
All the things that people ever ask you for help for, Alan, I hope the one thing that they never have to do is have you carry a tune.
True.
That might have been worse than me. And I'm bad.
Nestles. Nestle makes the very best. Creamy white, dreamy white. It's poetic. It's beautiful. And it sells a real terrible product.
Yeah, nobody likes white chocolate.
No, it's an abomination.
So that's not something you want to put on a dating profile? It's identifying yourself as white chocolate?
I mean, if that's your stage name, then sure. But it would already have to be your stage name.
It's not a good day game name.
You can't just be like, nah, call me white chocolate.
Okay.
I'm from these streets.
No, never go full Jamie Kennedy.
You're gonna come off as like worse than Jamie Kennedy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm King Kong.
I think that's why Mr. Bungle liked it so much.
Right.
because the song was creamy.
White chocolate thunder. Ladies,
Mhm.
coming to the stage right now.
We might have to use that one for Marcus when we auction.
Shout out to the bachelorette party in the front row.
Is that a Rob Zombie song I get to dance to?
Oh yeah. You have to do Thunder Kiss, right? You have to.
I think so.
Yeah. Or Sweet Child of Mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
don't
Welcome
try
to the
and-
Jungle.
But don't try and sing it. Let the
Don't do that. Don't do that. No.
Don't do that.
No.
No, I am unrehearsed.
You could be Axl Bros.
I have to
if you're
finish.
not White Chocolate Thunder.
I have to finish at least 2 Ricola, and then I can do my.
White
vocal
Chocolate
exercise.
Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right. So no
And
one's
he's
really
from
upset.
Minnesota, so I mean that works out too.
Right?
People
Right.
are upset when a football announcer makes a joke calling a Mr. Bean a Mr. Beaner. It's kind of funny. It's kind of silly. Let that go. It's a goofy thing. Just forget about it.
Oh man, I played it on AM Wake Up, but since I did mention Norm earlier,
Mhm.
and I guess Howard, although Howard doesn't really have anything to do with it except for he's in the clip, and he talks over him a couple of times. But it's Norm and Artie Lang telling Bob Euchre stories, and it is the funniest shit, man. Because Bob Euchre had a pretty sparkling reputation. And according to Norm and Artie, he was just ninja with the cough button that mutes your mic in case you have to clear your throats in every broadcast studio on the fucking planet. And Euchre, while calling the game, would talk shit about people in the stands, be like, that's a line drive straight down first baseline. Look at the tits on that broad. And it's, yeah. Yeah.
It sounds like a Rob Zombie concert.
Right.
A lot of flashing.
And it's also Norm and Artie doing a Bob Euchre impression, which is priceless.
Is that with them?
You were a
playing
busser at the
cards?
steakhouse Bob Euchre took Artie and Norm to. Holy crap, you have to tell that. It's yeah.
Our
Yeah, you have
first
to tell that
member
story.
has a connection to Bob Euchre. That's pretty remarkable. Pretty remarkable.
And I must agree, Belgian chocolate's good chocolate.
Are they
That's a good question.
covered? The mackerel are covered in chocolate? Is it like a hardened candy coating? Or like a chocolate syrup?
Right.
Not that it would matter. I'd eat both of them, But I'm not
He's
too
just
picky.
wanting
but he has a preference.
Just
Otherwise,
I just need to know what
the
the expectations are. You
Yeah.
don't want to take a hard bite and do a soft thing. Or
right.
a
He's
soft bite
he's
into a
saying,
hard
does he
thing.
need utensils or perhaps like a toothpick or something like that?
Yes,
Chopsticks. even.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A
Yeah.
fondue pole. A fondue
Oh, there you
spear.
go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fondue fork.
Fondue fork. Yeah. So you guys are mulling it over this lawn destruction business that I was talking about earlier.
I'm mulling over now the connection between Steve's racism with forks
Mm-hmm.
and Marcus's plan to stick forks in people's lawns, and I'm trying to wonder how this is all connected.
Well, if you stick he's metaphorically
Fork
sticking
racist.
not one but many forks in the individual. And if you stick a fork in someone, they're done.
They're cooked.
Done.
They're cooked.
So it's an anti-Semitic death threat.
Right. Well,
Hate speech.
yes. That's
Yeah.
ADL, get him back on the line.
Right. Sharpen that
Michael,
pencil.
Belgian beer is the best. I agree. I use Belgian yeast on my favorite ones. Yeah, get the ADL back on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did report a pork rind hate crime. Full videos on my x.com
Okay.
/ Marcus 86.
Okay.
And there may be more pork rind hate crimes happening in the
That
near
would be a
future.
shame.
If I were to forecast the pork rind futures, I think there would be a lot of pig skins left on police officers'
I
lawns.
just am not sure that it's Jewish, because I mean, if you put pork rinds on a food and on a plate and tried handing it to me, I would also be offended. Like, what
Well,
the fuck are
that's
we doing?
what
I
I was
wouldn't.
trying
I
to
would
clarify.
grab some hot sauce and
Mhm.
knock back some chicharrones. But I'm not a vegetarian, so yeah.
Even when I ate meat, I definitely didn't eat pork rinds.
So,
That is
the thing with the plastic forks is they do aerate the lawn, so there are some benefits to this. It could be argued.
Dude, IPAs are freaking gross. Like they'll, grab you by the boo boo, but
Does say
they're not
better
good.
than IPAs. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot
No,
of
it's
things
like
better
monk
than
beer.
IPAs.
Monk beer is hella good.
Belgian beers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, they're strong as shit too. But, damn near barley wine. But
Do some European countries still use women as
the
their
mead that I made
spokeswomen
with
for
the
beers?
Belgian yeast definitely got everybody ripped up at the fucking at the Hurricane Fest. There was no other alcohol to be had. I should have freaking brought 100 gallons. I think I would have sold out still.
Well, beer used to be sold to men with posters of women, like St. Pauli's girl.
Yeah.
And I think Budweiser had maybe a girl or a calendar or a poster or something.
No, then they had the pit bull.
Oh.
The spotted eye.
Okay.
Or American Bull Terrier, yeah.
Okay.
what, the Little Rascals?
Yeah.
Petey.
Little Rascals. Yeah. Underage drinkers, Little Rascals.
Petey. Petey was the dog.
Yeah, Petey.
Yeah.
Alfalfa. Delilah. Was it Delilah or Darla?
Darla.
I think. Darla. Okay. She grew up with a Delilah spirit in her. I knew that. Little Lilith too.
Yeah, it was Spuds. Wasn't his name Spuds, the Budweiser one?
Spuds McKenzie. Yeah. And Spuds was a she. Because Budweiser didn't want to have dog dick in all their commercials.
It's like that'd be like was it Schmidt's gay beer from the SNL sketch? Was it Schmidt's? Schlitz. Okay.
That was terrible beer. Yeah. So were Olos.
Ranks
They
up
were
there
cheap.
with Stroh's.
Yeah. Hams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I owned a bar, we used to
Brow.
have shitty beer night, and the beers were only a quarter, and that was all the beers. Like beers like that were the ones we sold for a quarter a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Gay frogs. We were talking about Alex Jones right before the show,
Right.
and his going off on his
Former
Oh.
employee.
former
Schroyer.
employee.
Yeah, let's go back to the notes for that. Determined that there was a 15-year age gap, so we can get some age gap discourse here. Alex
I did
being
not
What,
realize
between
how
Alex
old
and Blair
he was.
White?
A year older than me.
yeah,
That's wild.
Alex Jones being 51,
All right.
and Owen Schroyer reportedly 36 years old.
All right.
So is that 15 years between 36 and 51?
If I'm not a mathematician,
15.
but that appears
Do
right.
we have any
Yeah.
calculators in chat able to confirm those numbers?
Yeah. What I sent Alan here was the Alex Jones response, which I'll play tomorrow too.
If you want to see the clips, you gotta go watch AM Wake Up with Steve. You get all the clips. I realize that he likes to fucking machine gun those things out rapid fire, but YouTube has said fuck Steve and his clips.
Yeah.
They sent me a personal message that said fuck Steve and his clips.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know.
We have an image here.
AM Wake Up
YouTube.
on the Rumbles.
Yeah.
Go
Here's
over to AM Wake Up on the
response.
Rumbles.
We'll take care of you over there.
Yeah. All the uncensored informations. Oh, Steve's stripping.
Yeah.
I
I just ate a couple freaking chile rellenos.
Mm.
So that freaking habanero sauce on it. El Yucateco. Fine habanero sauce.
I had macaroni salad, very white,
That's
mayonnaise flavored.
It's just a classic Alex Jones face right there.
It's a great
Yeah.
caricature of a character.
That's what it. That's the
How
face.
dare
you
me?
make
The
you
girl
eat
made
too much
one over
corn,
the
but you don't
weekend.
chew it, and some of the corns are pointy end out. That's the face you make in the morning while you're trying to pinch a little.
He takes all of his own supplements, and this is the proof.
Oh,
the
Ozempic
pudding.
Jones is having a tough day. Tough day.
Yeah, his son Owen left the farm. Is Owen a prodigal son? Is he
I
going to
shouldn't have
return?
put
Oh
ketchup
no,
on it.
no. Well, I mean, it could be a bit, but I doubt it.
I shouldn't have put the ketchup on there. Now it's spicy and it's sharp.
Ooh, spicy ketchup. Got a little mayo in your ketchup too.
Right.
Ooh.
Somebody put pepper in this?
Ooh, someone grind up a little pepper and
Holy.
sprinkle some pepper in
Oh,
this.
no, real peppers, not
fingers?
black pepper,
Peppercorns,
which I understand is a spice in Minnesota.
Mhm. Salt and pepper are the two
Right.
spices.
Oh, it's spicy.
Oh, this has got a kick to it. Mm.
My mom is straight up like that. Like, oh my God. It's like, yeah, garlic salt. That's her third
Mhm.
surprise spice. Like, oh, I spiced this up good. It's got
Maybe
the
a
garlic
little onion
salt
powder.
in it.
Maybe a pinch of onion powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You open up the spice cabinet, there's like 4 things in there. You're like, the fuck is going on here?
Some old never
we
used
had wars for
coriander.
this? We had wars in order to get the good taste of the food. And you're just going to give it up?
Yeah.
Your forefathers died and bled for your food to taste worth a shit. And you just use salt and pepper?
If you have 4 fathers, does that mean you have 2 gay dads?
My dad was happy.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Distribute the fatherhood workload between 4 dads.
My grandma grew up in fucking West Texas. She everything she made was spicy. And then she'd like totally Midwest cracker it up for like company.
Mm.
But you know, when it was just us over and shit like that, she made it the way she wanted it.
Yeah, the way my mom wants it is, I let's get some tater tot hot dish and we'll put the cut green beans in there. It's better if you put the cut green beans in there.
Still using canned tomatoes.
Yeah. And I put three shakes of the pepper in there. Any more than that, and it just gets to be too much.
In Maryland, when you're born, they give you a fucking can of Old Bay.
Oh. Is it in the tin still?
Oh yeah.
Tin
Tin
is
that
a
shit on everything.
So tin is a type of metal as well as an actual container called a tin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jana, it's a casserole, tater tot casserole.
It's a hot dish.
It's a hot dish.
It's
It makes you feel good inside.
There were a bunch of people from
Comfort.
Minnesota at the Renaissance Festival, and we'd be in Arizona every February. And like the second or third week into being there, the Minnesotans would get together and they would throw a massive party in the campground called the Thank God We're Not in Minnesota party. And everybody would make hot dish and cheater Swedish meatballs.
Mhm.
And we would have Bloody Marys with beer chasers. Oh god damn it, what's the fucking Minnesota national state beer? Schaefer, right?
Sugar, yeah.
Schaefer. We'd have Schaefer beers to chase the Bloody Marys. and all the Minnesotans would call somebody at home. Oh, what's the weather like there today? Yeah, 18 below. And the wind chill. Dirty. Yeah, I'm in shorts. And it would get chilly in the desert at night. Don't get me wrong. It gets cold in the desert at night, February. But during the day, it's delightful.
Especially in that time of year where it's super hot during the day, but then super cold at night. And like there's like a flash spot where you went from sweating to all of a sudden the sweat is freezing cold on you. You're like, now I'm freezing. Makes no sense.
Can be a hot sun and a cold breeze.
The best Midwest comedians are Williams and Ree.
Gaffigan before he went woke was good.
He's a Minnesotan?
He's a Hoosier.
Oh, okay. That's close enough to Minnesota. It's somewhere in the Midwest.
That's Midwest. I don't know about, the best comedian from Illinois was with Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor was funny.
Hands spanking down.
Maybe the division could be east or west of the Mississippi.
Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota is like the Upper Plains or something like that.
The Great Plains, yeah.
Yeah.
In Nebraska. The Great Plains. And
it's a market difference.
That's why the Sioux and whatnot, or the Lakota, are called Plains Indians.
Mm-hmm.
Souix.
Yeah, definitely used to be the bottom of Big Lake.
Like Susie and the Banshees. Susie Sue.
Yes. Yeah.
Williams and Ree were fucking hilarious, though. The Indian and the white guy.
Have the Sioux been resacralized yet? Because I know a guy.
Yeah, we could send a guy to him.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, there's Letterman was from Indiana too. He was from Muncie, Indiana. Carson. Carson was from like Nebraska or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody wants to be from Nebraska.
Right?
It's not so bad. Not so bad, Nebraska. But Nebraska is markedly different from North Dakota.
You definitely don't want to hear somebody from Green Bay talking during sex. Oh, yeah. Give it to me, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You betcha. Right there. You betcha. That's the spot.
Yeah. And
right
you might not even know if it's actual sex or just eating dinner, having some cheese curds. I mean, the sounds are the same.
Yeah, that's why there was no upper Midwesterners in any porn. Nobody wants to hear that.
Right. That's fair.
We don't say A, that's the Canadians. That's
right.
How you can tell the difference between a Dakotan and a Canadian. We don't say A. And we also don't call people hosers.
Oh. Let me just slip right past you here.
There's lots of opes in Indiana and Ohio and Michigan too.
Okay, so we're talking regional differences now. I think we found a topic to kind of sit on for a little while. I kind of have this argument again and over again. When new neighbors come in a neighborhood, new neighbors move in.
You greet them in that exact shirt.
Correct. How flamboyant of a shirt should the neighbor wear when he goes to meet the new neighbors?
Yeah, as long as you got cheese, I think you can go with max flamboyance.
It's
so
true.
You bring him a plate of cheese.
Just make sure you're wearing like clashing board shorts, but also very flamboyant.
Yeah.
And then like Wellingtons or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you can show up at my house in a S&M gimp suit, but if you have cheese, I'm probably going to let you hang out at least till the cheese is gone.
Sure. Well, here's the argument for new homeowners, first-time mover-inners, these types of people. They tend to move in and stay in their house and then never introduce themselves. And anybody who knocks on their door, they hide. Like, who's at the door? Don't answer it. They hide. So if I go and I introduce myself, it doesn't happen. If they're leaving their home to get in their car, they're running away from me. So it's really their responsibility to walk up to the fence and say, hi, neighbor, right? So the person that moves in, once they've moved in, could walk over to the fence and wave when we're mowing the lawn or doing yard
Aren't you
work, right?
supposed to walk over and knock on their door
Well,
and say, "You darn tootin', we got you, neighbor."
used to be.
Here's
Used
some hot
to be that
dish.
way. Used to be like that. but
Welcome to the
now,
neighborhood.
these new young people, these new young
Have
folks,
you joined the church yet?
they're so easily frightened.
You
They're
know
so
we have
easily
fish
frightened.
every week at the church.
And I don't mean to be I don't mean to impose myself here. Impositional. I don't know how to
Imposition.
conjugate.
Come
I don't
over
know
and
how to
play some
conjugate
euchre
that
sometime.
gerund.
Don't worry, we're not swingers.
Well, yeah, you need a 28 card deck. You could use a 52 card deck, but you got to take out the numbers under the sevens there. So you
Everything
just
under
need
10. Yeah.
the ace, king, junior card, the junior, J is for junior, right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 28 cards. Unless you're playing crazy ace, that's a different rule set.
I like to play the double pinochle with the 80 cards.
Right.
You take the nines out.
Okay.
I really do too. I love double pinochle. Nobody knows how to play it anymore, but
Well, there's a church fellowship hall waiting for you.
it was a lot different when you were stuck in negative fucking 30 degrees and there was no TV and all you had to do was sit around all day and stepping outside was a death wish. You played a lot of cards.
Yeah. You played with the cards that you had, and you knew all the rules to all the different card games. That was very important. And then you could play solitaire.
Yeah, when you were a kid, you played pinochle or spades with your friends, but then once you got to get closer to adults, you upgraded it to pinochle.
I'd start with Go Fish.
Youpers or Americanized Canadians? Youpers? Youper?
Youp.
It's a Youper. Yumpin'
You're
Yeminis.
trying to say
Right. Yeah.
European?
No, that's where my dad was born. They moved to Racine when he was like 14.
Are you
or
saying
something like
upper
that. But yeah, he was
peninsulars?
born in Iron Mountain, and his dad worked and my grandfather worked as a fucking tree feller and like a machinist. And then some factory in Racine opened up, and like half of the Upper Peninsula moved there, worked in the factory until retirement, and then all moved right back to the UP.
So then you show up in town and you purposely mispronounce the name of the town you're in, so you let everybody know you're new in town.
Right.
Racine. Racine. Racing?
Racine, Wisconsin.
Racine.
Racine.
Rockine.
We used to go drinking in Wisconsin when I lived in Minneapolis because Wisconsin, the bars didn't close till 2. And in Minnesota, they closed at 1. But then also you'd cross a time zone when you went over to Wisconsin. So you got an extra 2 hours of fucking drinking in there. But then you had to take the gauntlet of driving your fucking half drunk ass home and not getting pulled over.
And then you got to go to do the soap or cheese test, where it's like the officer pulls out a bag and is this a block of cheese or is this a bar of soap? And you have to correctly identify them quickly to determine your soberness.
Dude, if you live in the Santa Cruz Mountains and you're going to a concert or an event or something like that in like Capitola or Aptos or something, you drive through 9 separate police, or there's a total of 9 separate law enforcement agencies from like one side of Santa Cruz County to the other. It's a lot.
It's a lot of donut shops.
And they are bored. Is Regina like vagina?
Saw a lot of state troopers this weekend.
Did you? Well, yeah, I suppose.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's a freaking rookie drunk weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to not be on the road at all during the amateur hour holidays.
Oh, I was just walking about, and the state trooper would end up pulling over 3 or 4 cars in a row. Just they'd all pull over, and they'd all get out and say guilty.
No, unless you're right behind me, I ain't pulling over. And even then, I'm gonna make sure you're serious about it. I'm gonna keep going for a minute. Like, you sure? You sure? All right.
Mhm.
Fuck. No, we just picked. All I did yesterday was pick tomatoes. I'm damn near picking a 5-gallon bucket a day out of there, and we can't keep up.
Living in a food forest, you have replanted the Garden of Eden,
Yeah.
and you're not even Orthodox Christian. So how do you even reconcile that?
I have yet to see any of those ortho bros talk about actual homesteading or anything.
He wears a funny hat when he's picking tomatoes. That's how he, reconciles.
That was just a fig leaf,
Right.
just a little fig leaf walking to the garden.
Yeah,
Biblically accurate details.
I do walk through the garden naked.
Fig leaf.
No, I do it
Palm-
naked.
Palm frond. Okay. Yeah.
Then you just pee on the plants as you go by.
Good for fertilizer, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got a golden delicious apple tree. What's the secret? Why do you think it's called golden
Right.
delicious?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's like upgrade of that putting the seed under your tongue for a few minutes, and you just got to keep peeing on the plant, and then the plant's going to be like your plant.
Golden delicious apple tree. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Aduna in heathen cosmology, Aduna is the keeper of the golden apples, and that's how the Asir have their immortality. They don't get older and don't get sick or anything because they eat the golden apples. Didn't know that Aduna was just pissing all over that fucking orchard like a Russian racehorse. A police car shows up and folks are randomly pulling over just for good measure. Wow.
Yeah, it's just like
where I'm
Midbury.
from, though, they won't do that for police. But if somebody gets a flat tire, fucking 12 people fucking parked on the side of the road. Somebody pulls out a barbecue out the back of the truck, like, oh yeah, the guy up there got a flat. We're all helping.
Oh no, we're just driving through Blaine. We're just trying to get through Maple Grove here, so we're just gonna just stand still for a little while. This is the Minnesota way. Traffic just comes to a complete standstill, and people get out and start barbecuing because they're not going to make it north to the cabin. So they just have a little camping experience right where they're at. So those Labor Day warriors who are trying to get back before school
It's one of them
starts on
fucking
Tuesday.
holidays that I don't even realize it's a holiday till I go to town and try to go to the store for something, and then you're like, God.
Everything's closed. All the flags are flying at half-mast. Yeah. All the state troopers are trooping.
Mm, blueberry Kush, nice.
Is that a soap or a wedge of cheese?
That is cannabis.
Oh.
That's damn tasty cannabis. He said DJ Short was at that festival earlier, and DJ Short's blueberry was famous. It was so blueberry. And then he got busted a number of years back. It's good to know that he's around again. But he lost his entire seed bank, so that strain's gone.
So how do we keep our seed banks banked?
Well, the biggest problem
Oh,
is
Green Ribbon was fantastic. I remember that. I remember those days.
the biggest problem is the commercialization. And just like with any food product, commercialization, you don't grow the best stuff. You grow the stuff you make the most money off of. That's what you're doing commercially, is trying to make money. Mm-hmm. And so they grow the stuff that's the easiest trimming, the quickest growing, the that can grow in the sea of green style, shortest budding period. And so the quality of the product has nothing to do with it. And all these breeders up here, though they aren't even breeders, it's just guys that were hoping they could have like something famous, but they don't actually breed. They just crossbreed everything, and it's all just garbage now.
That's why we need to return to the heirloom seeds and start over.
Yep.
Keep them segregated and start over. Different control groups. Sterilize and...
That's retarded. Ugh.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. That's a
a
fairly short drive.
Yeah, that's like fucking 40 minutes max.
Try walking, maybe jog next time.
Yeah, once you get south of the redwoods right there, you just ripping right along. You doing actual fucking highway speeds.
Yeah.
You saw a lot of mung. That's interesting.
Is that the silent H Hmong? HM.
Love it or like it.
ONG.
Yeah, the silent HM mung.
Hmong.
They've even got their own Orthodox church up here.
Hmm.
Weird as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Huh. Yeah, that's mostly what we got around here, though, is Hmong and Bulgies, Bulgarians from Eastern Bloc. That's Jenny from the block.
Mm-hmm. Yanni from the block.
Yanni's probably a cheese guy.
Guaranteed.
Talking
And
Orthodox.
also a contract killer.
Mm-hmm. Looks like the Greek Orthodox, and I got to confirm the story. It says one country has frozen the bank accounts of the Greek Orthodox Patriarchate of Jerusalem, which represents half of all Palestinian Christians. So their bank accounts are frozen.
Yeah, how many Palestinian Christians are there?
Well, not as many as there used to be.
That is the correct answer.
Fewer and fewer. Yeah.
Sarah G. Parents are having their kids take shits on the side of the road.
If you're stuck in a traffic jam like that and the kid's got to poo,
Yeah.
I would too.
kid's got to poo.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that happened to some of us when we were in I-40, on the I-40, and the roads were crumbling, and we got to a rest stop, and there was a employee, wore the bright vest there, and he's saying, all the bathrooms are closed. I'm looking over here, looking away, and everyone is running up the hill. And the bathroom was anywhere you could make a bathroom. But they didn't have any official bathrooms open.
That's like a weird city thing where people worry about where they go to the bathroom. Out in the country, you just go wherever. That's Sarah G. It don't matter out here. You just, if you got to go to the bathroom, you just go to the bathroom. That's how that works. City people get so worked up about that shit.
Yes, Sarah G can confirm the bathroom was closed. The rest stop was closed. They had finally gotten an emergency medical vehicle that had driven up there, and they were called away to say, get out of here, get out of here. There are no emergencies here. Let the people alone. Leave them alone. No Johns, no water, no running water, no toiletries provided. Yeah. So when there's an actual emergency, you need to provide for yourself all the services.
We've got 2 Greek Orthodox in here. We have questions for you. We have questions. Been trying to get the Ortho Bros on for quite some time.
You should get to know Pav anyway, Ben. You guys would have plenty to talk about.
The original Pavlos, the OG
A lot of
Pavlos.
Palestinian Christians. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So that is not as Muslim of a country as we're led to believe.
Well, it is, but there's also a large, or was a large contingent of Christians in both Gaza and the West Bank. I mean, it used to before pre 1948. It was
British.
Well, and also full of Christians that were also Palestinian because they'd been there for fucking thousands of years.
But the Bible said it's not there, Steve.
Yeah, there's a prophecy in the book of the Revelation of John that reveals that they're going to put in pickleball courts in the end times, the last days. And I'm seeing a lot of pickleball courts go up.
And so it is written.
It's true. But the people betting on Jesus Christ returning in 2025 are fewer and fewer, and we're getting fewer days of 2025. So it may look like he's decided 2026 might be a better year to return to Earth. So, which is good news for those who like Christmas. So I think we will have a Christmas this year.
All right.
But Easter 2026 is not guaranteed.
Okay.
So those are just kind of the they have the oracles, the prediction markets on the cryptocurrency blockchains and things. People are trying to do their betting and predictions. So just that's kind of that information to look at if you know how to get to those prediction markets.
Yeah. I have February 15th on the resurrection pool out down at the local.
It's Rapture Day.
It's just the day after Valentine's Day.
What's up, Cozy? Bonus holes.
Some corn carnival games there.
All right.
Some beanbag toss. Yeah. Beaner beggars, as we used to say, but we don't say anymore. The Deagle report.
You guys here only get the side cheese talk. Cozy and I, we message each other private cheese things.
Okay.
You guys aren't privy to them. They're much
okay.
So what was in the Deagle report? Was that up to like 2026?
No, it's 2025.
Was it 2025? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's still time.
Well, there's still time for events. Indeed, great harvest festivals. You know that the new year of a certain country, people group, they have their New Year celebrations up ahead. So that's something to look forward to. The big 9/11 celebrations.
They took away Valentine's sainthood?
Saint Valentine, no longer a saint?
Huh.
I don't know. Yeah, I've heard reports that Americans are having less sex than they were ever in the past. I don't know if that same report stated that most Americans were less sexy than they were in the past. I haven't read the report yet. I think that was the New York Times reporting. So I don't really believe anything the New York Times reports. New York is a completely different state.
He did not lose his sainthood, but if his feast day was removed from the great Roman calendar.
Is that just Belgian chocolate, Dubai Labubu Day?
You know what? If the Labubus and the Dubais get together, we're all in trouble. Then the day that the Christians all fly off into wherever the hell they fly off to.
I think they just kind of evaporate. I don't think they fly away because the filmic representation is just a pile of clothes left behind. But in other movies, that's a different sign of a different activity.
Ladubu Baiboos.
They already did the red heifer. They're passing out the ashes and snorting them.
Yes.
Yeah.
The red heifer has been burnt to a crisp, ground down to a fine gray.
Yeah, now it's just
Powder.
moisturizing.
Yeah. Well, the vast majority of the red heifer ashes were all consumed at Burning Man the other week, but probably a few people that kept the vial around.
Ooh, this Burning Man was a tough one, huh?
Oh man.
Like they have quite a bit of calamity at that degradation fest, anyways.
He dies almost every year. Like almost every year. This year, dude, found in a pool of blood, like open investigation after, God smote the orgy
go there
tent.
to die. They go there to die.
You knew when the orgy tent fucking got blown down and they couldn't have, somebody was in deep trouble.
Oh, some industrious people rebuilt it right away.
No, it said the orgy tent did not go back up. It got destroyed. Apparently, the orgy tent is quite large and elaborate.
So I got some questions. It wasn't even like a speed dating event. It was just anybody in the tent is available for touching in any time in any way.
Out of dire curiosity, because at first, I can't remember what the exact name of the tent was. Maybe it is orgy tent. I don't remember.
Right.
But I had to look to see make sure that was what I was thinking it was.
Dude.
And I was like, "Yep, that is exactly what it is."
Well,
and it said that it's open to any couples and select groups and select singles.
Do they wait till a bell rings or chimes or a certain sound before they get frisky?
Somebody comes out and blows into a conch shell.
Right. I mean, don't they kind of just wander in and find their pillows and then they get situated before the event start, or is it just as soon as
when
you
you're
walk
going
in?
to test drive a car? Yeah.
So, do people arrive early to this event, or do they arrive right on time? Just too many questions, and I don't need answers at all. I don't need any answers, but I wonder sometimes. How do they facilitate this event?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, they put up a tent and they fill it full of couches and beds.
Do they turn the lights out so everyone has an equal chance?
If
it's well lit, then people can see what's going on.
Purple and pink lighting, the aura lighting or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got to look like a strip club. I don't know how they get the floors to be sticky since it's out in the desert. I'm not sure how they make the floor sticky for the true ambiance. So that way when you walk, it's like
crunchy floors.
Imagine being the cleanup crew in the orgy tent.
I think they just throw it on the fire.
That would be the wise idea.
Right? Hey Siri, what does chlamydia smell like? Everybody's all high on red heifer ashes and Chinese research chemicals.
Patchouli, but surely it's patchouli. Patchouli.
Right.
It's not smelling like brute or like aftershave in there. I don't think no one's shaving to go to this cuddle puddle event.
Thank you.
So like a bunch of cactus bodies writhing together, or just too many questions I don't need answers to. I don't know.
You really don't.
Right.
You just got a bunch of tech bros and stinky hippies,
right?
All making like
not even stinky hippies, dude. Just fucking gold digging trust fund bitches.
Yeah,
the only people that can afford to go. It's like $1,000 a ticket.
Yeah,
and then you have to be, accepted into the orgy tent. So they're not going for, bottom feeding hippie chicks. That's what all of the other RVs and camps and shit are for.
Either way, you can get some patchouli and butthole smelling sex if you want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something that you can regret for the rest of your life.
It's like an
And-
expanded and very dusty version of Sam Bankman-Fried's fuck palace on fucking Costa Rica or wherever they arrested him. A bunch of fucking nerd on nerd action. Or nerd on gold digger action in the case of Burning Man. I had such a spiritual experience at Burning Man this year.
And then when you come home and
Had
can't afford rent
Fortune
anymore.
500 CEOs run a chain on me. It was a Kundalini awakening.
Dude, I swear to God, every festy, that's what they've turned into, though, is just like
Finally understood blockchain.
like when we were doing, we would go around and vend at different festivals and things like that, and almost every single one of them outside of the county fairs there's like some sex party after the fact, and they're like, and when you show up, they're always real excited. They're like, fuck yeah, you want to come? I'm like, I'm not the belly of your ball, you nasty motherfuckers. I got laid in high school. No, I don't want to come to your grubby sex party. You're fucking gross. When Christy and I were doing it, she went to go to the drum circle the first night at this one Ren Fest, and I was like, nah, the drums aren't really what's getting beaten over there. And Christy's like, you're just being sick. And I was like, no, that's a sex party, honey. And she's like, well, I want to go. And I'm like, hey, you go ahead and go. I'm staying right here in the tent.
Don't eat anything they offer you. Don't drink anything.
Yeah. She didn't make it to the bathrooms, and they were spilling out of the porta potties having sex. Like, and these porta potties, the lady only paid to have half of them opened. And then the festival did better than what she expected for as many porta potties, but you can't go open up new ones. So they're all just overflowing, and people are in them having sex, and those things are literally overflowing. It was so fucking gross.
That's nasty. See, those are fucking what we called as, traveling gritties. Those are the people we referred to as weekenders.
Yeah.
And they're clowns. Yeah. Although there was my buddy, Redneck Josh, told me a story about being in one of the campground privies, porta potties, right? He's taking a shit and he hears someone come in and like here's a fucking magazine unfold a little bit or pages being turned, and he hears the person in there go, hey pretty lady, haven't seen you in a while. And
Sure.
Josh, my buddy of the shit, I wasn't gonna say his name, but he lost it. And he was, a fucking kind of a bully, he was from Minnesota. But he looked like a giant skinhead. And it was, security and stuff like that for the festival and all that kind of shit. But he just started fucking cracking up, and then slams his door shut when he's done, but he's not coming out. And Josh walked away, heavy footfall, stuff like that, and then turned right around and just crept up and just sat about 20 fucking feet away and waited till homeboy came out so he could see who it was.
Well, a lot of those biffies come with those urinals, and they're all blue, like maybe blue and yellow color scheme. I'm thinking we could start getting some pinks and some purples and designate them as for women only.
Oh,
and they'd be a little cleaner without the urinal, maybe a little larger, maybe a little section for a mirror and a makeup cabinet.
Guaranteed people are humping in that. Guaranteed.
Oh, sure.
They wouldn't even poop in it. They wouldn't. They just hover in the regular ones and keep that for fucking.
Right. So like pink porta potties. We need the pink porta potties. There's too many blue ones.
Yeah. Somebody from the campground would get their own personal lock and put it on them.
Yeah. The VIP pink porta potties.
Yeah. You
for the glampers.
Freaking blanket party if you
We could just
did anything but hump in the.
could have an NFC code, scan a credit card, pay before you use it type of a thing.
Not some downtown San Francisco space toilet shit. That's probably not going to fly.
Yeah, you've been down here the whole time, Bubba.
We could sell them to San Francisco first. Do they have any rainbow porta potties, or is that trend kind of over with?
Rainbow
I have no idea.
Potties?
Yeah, for rainbow events.
What's up, Geoffrey? How you doing, brother? We need to get on with Geoffrey and have Geoffrey come in.
Sure.
We'll talk to Geoffrey in forever while he's out highfalutin.
Is Geoffrey in Japan?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is a new way to pay
for
housing,
right?
Yeah, the sex for rent agreement is kind of a popular arrangement that women are making. I don't know with who. Yeah.
Oh, the land of the rising sun. He just woke up.
All right.
Geoffrey has been traveling around to all the different monolithic sites.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Are there pyramids in Japan?
It's noon. Now the big question is can you smoke weed there?
Oh, very important. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't in Egypt.
Oh,
you can smoke the weed. Yeah.
You shouldn't, because they're not, the Japanese government is not kind as far as that goes. But you can, yes, for sure.
Oh, everybody check out episode 147.
Oh, yes, absolutely was to pyramids, not cannabis.
We've been sharing the 147.
Okay. That was, damn it. No, I'm sad.
So Canadians are slanging pussy for a room?
Well, that's what the story headline is suggesting. I don't know that they're saying it's happening, or if they're suggesting if you can't pay for rent, this might be a way to pay for rent. So find a
when
roommate.
I saw this and I just typed in that exact headline into Google, or into Brave, I guess it was. I got articles going back as far as 2016, but nothing from 2025.
Well, that's why we need intrepid news reporters in the newsroom to verify all these stories for us.
The first thing I thought of was Kingpin, when fucking Woody Harrelson and the chick's like, you better be right. Rent's coming up for next month. Crazy stories about UFOs, ball lightning, plasma disc. Oh,
nice.
Etc. And the excavation report for the pyramid. So there is pyramids that's been proven and excavated. And apparently there is ball lightning is the plasma discharge and ball lightning. Them are some super interesting events. Super weird.
Very interesting. I know there's UFO stories. I think there's a story of Japan of
So you're gonna go hang out in there? You fucking stud.
Right, rad.
People just were dying mysteriously. I'm gonna go hang out there.
Bring
I have not seen a Jim Jarmusch new movie with Tom Waits, but I will probably go ahead and watch it anyway.
I'll get it on VHS. Yes.
Right. When it hits Tubi, I'm on it.
There's a lot of powerful sites throughout Japan. Are there a lot of Christian missionary sites and crucifixes and Christian sites? Are there Orthodox Christians from Russia in Japan currently?
Probably.
Lots of questions.
You go see what the alpacas are screaming about.
They're right there.
It's connected to a system of 2 stone circles. Very interesting. Very similar, like all your when you look at the like the Washington Monument, if you look at the above section, it's always 2 circles around all those monoliths like that. They always put 2 circles right around them.
Vesicle devices.
Jesus was buried in Japan.
Yes, that's what I've
Seems like
heard.
an interesting place for him to be.
Of course, Jesus would go to Japan to invent video games and playing cards and things.
Well, after the way they treated him over in fucking Israel, I'd leave too. Bury me in Japan.
Yeah, I've read some writings about the connection between the Japanese language and the Hebrew language, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very interesting.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not an Arabic script. Arabic script is very, very flowing and it goes right to left. Hebrew is very straight line and boxy for the most part, very little curvature to it, much more resembles Asian characters.
Yeah.
The words themselves having very similar meanings, which is kind of a head scratcher. If Japan's an island over there and Hebrew's over there, so how could they mix and be so similar? Kind of a mystery.
They think the Ark is on a fucking in Japan. Huh.
Hot
Yeah,
plane.
I've got a crazy big book series or books for Arabic.
Interesting.
Oh,
There was a bunch of arcs.
A lot of boats, and there was a princess who was put into an ark, like a vessel, like a saucer, and floated and showed up in Japan.
Yeah, I see. Like even what Steve was talking about, this is more of the Arabic, and see how that's very circular. And even when they're teaching you to draw it, like this whole, I got these giant books teaching me that teach you all about it.
That's like 2 pairs of breasts.
You can see how it's all done in circles, and they're kind of
yeah, you're touching the cleavage,
tucked in the cleavage.
Yeah,
slapping titties, writing some script.
Yeah, sexy languages. That clan in Japan, the Hatta clan in Japan, has 2 familiar triangles shaped in a very familiar way. One's facing up, one's facing down.
Yeah.
Boats and hoes. Yeah. Boats and hoes. It might have been a Russian princess that showed up. It looked very alien with alien features showing up to a Japanese culture. Kind of like a Moses in a basket story. They had some beautiful Russian princess with blonde hairs and blue eyes, and they put her in a little sealed boat and gave her some snacks, and the ocean currents brought her to the island of Japan. They discovered her on Japan, and they thought she was an alien visiting them.
Interesting.
I guess Japan just spent like $70 million on a train that goes a little bit over 300 miles an hour.
Woo!
Wow.
Tell you what, them electric trains over in Europe, if anybody ever goes over there, even I was in Europe in 1995, and fucking even back then, it's shocking. Like if you don't want to be standing up when that thing takes off, it's right fucking now, and you are flying, and you can go like back then for like $15, you could go to like 5 or 6 different countries. You know, you just go to a couple spots in each country, and then it zips right along to the next fucking country.
Yup. Yeah, no, I went for the first time in 97, and yeah, we had the Euro Rail pass thing. We was 12 or 14 countries that it went through. We didn't go to all of them. We went to like 8. But I realized I hated France, and I never wanted to go back.
Well, that was the Netflix CEO. They're just so sexual with their baguettes and everything.
If I went to France, I don't remember it. Like I was 19, you know, from the United States. So all of a sudden I'm able to drink and do all the things that a real adult can do, and fucking. So the whole time I was in Europe, I was just drunker as shit.
Yeah. Yeah. We puked in a couple of different alleyways.
We used to really enjoy when I was back then having pissing contests where you could see you'd all start pissing at the same time, and then you'd walk and see how many blocks you could get.
While still streaming. So
Looks
are
like
you
that
running and
Mikashi
streaming?
festival, they carry around shrines to the gods. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
The procession cleanses the community by absorbing and eliminating the bad luck and impurities. Sucks for the guys keep fucking walking along then.
Very cool.
Interesting. I would not mind seeing Japan. What are you doing?
Covering my wasp things and hunting.
Christy has been walking around pissing off wasps today for some reason.
I don't like people from the Northeast either.
Yeah.
Opposed
She's
to
from
most
Santa
people
Barbara,
from
though.
Connecticut. That's pretty waspy too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we used to pee our name, but that was in South Dakota. That's,
Yeah.
when you got fresh snow, that is the best thing to pee your name into.
White and
That's
affluent.
when cursive's important. Oh, that's a
white
festival.
Anglo-Saxon Protestant is what WASP stood for.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. You may be getting that confused with the acronym AWFUL, which is
okay.
affluent white female liberal.
Affluent white female
It's a
liberal.
festival
AW.
for carrying
Awful.
the out.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Okay.
That's fascinating.
Mhm.
So they think on that tiny island in Japan that all the Ark of the Covenant and all that shit's there.
Maybe that's where Hitler put it.
And they had 2 nuclear bombs dropped on them and a fucking a nuclear power plant go to shit.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Well, a nuclear power plant, definitely.
Well, three of the biggest nuclear disasters of the modern times, out of what, 4 or 5, like 3 of them happened in that tiny little set of islands.
Mm-hmm.
Like how all those people don't have 6 eyes and 3 boobs. I mean, they did all turn into girls, and they have panty machines with fucking used panties in them and shit. So I mean, yeah, they got vending machines with used panties in them.
Why, of course.
Why pay full price?
Yeah, you don't want to pay full price.
Gently used, mildly used. I think there's maybe a rating system.
8 Taco Bell.
Totally so. This cotton is suspended in a preservation fluid. A hermetically sealed jar here. Those bubble machines with all the little figures. I guess my final question about Japan: do they have the Labubu dolls in Japan?
Do they have the Labubu dolls?
Do they have Labubu dolls in Japan?
And are they a weird craze happening, very similar to Beanie Babies or something like that? Why is it always stuffed animals?
Plushies, figurines, cute for motherly instincts.
It's so weird. Like this thing has no intrinsic value whatsoever. And so we're gonna buy them and put our savings into these.
It's kind of an awful thing to do, affluent thing to do, to purchase these Labubus, keep them in the boxes, and then seal them in clear plastic containers to put them behind more glass containers as if they're a prized object.
I can almost
Investments.
picture the Ark thing too.
Yeah.
All over Japan. Like in that symbology. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And most people think that he went to what, India?
I think only Indians think that.
Only Indians think that?
Yeah.
There's a couple of white Buddhists that think that too.
Mm.
There's like a couple of particular Buddhist, I don't know, temples in India where Indian Buddhists all, monk it up and everything. And yeah, it's that's where the Jesus was. Well, they said the missing years were spent all over Southeast Asia.
Okay. So was this before or after his hot rod building time period?
I think it's where he learned his mechanicking skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's...
Geoffrey says he has not seen any dirty panty vending machines, so that might just be an American rumor.
No, I think there's a function to this idea where a lot of strange American men get the idea that they could go to Japan with these ideas in their mind. So if they go to Japan and start asking where they have the used underwear machines, they're going to get pointed towards the police department, and then the police are going to be like, okay, sir, here's a nice little cell. We're going to keep you here for a while, because I think Japan protects their own perverts, but to be a foreign pervert is a different type of perversion. So you can't be running around acting a fool in Japan. If you're asking where the used panty vending machines, it's kind of a crazy thing to ask. Like, where's all the weird adult cartoons? Kind of a weird thing to be asking.
Right. No, it is. It's like crossing the border into Mexico and asking the first person you see where the donkey show is.
That can't be a real thing either, is it?
I don't know.
Asking, or the donkey shows?
I'm sure you could ask. Like, I've been to TJ a bunch of times, and Ensenada, Rosarito, shit like that. Never once has it ever even come up.
Yeah, I can't imagine that that's real. That's just. I've seen a donkey's dick. I don't like, even back in the day when John Holmes was like a thing. Like, John Holmes couldn't get it in girls. Like, that thing was like a fucking arm, and he couldn't do it. A donkey, no fucking way. Google Tomb of Christ in Shingo, Japan, Marcus, and pull it up.
Yeah, that's where I will go to confess my sins, be absolved of looking for used underwear.
So then is the story that he did not get crucified, that he still lived through it and then moved to Japan, or
after the resurrection?
The whole story supposedly happened in Japan. What is the name of the cat? Oh, this is Cutie. This is actually my son's cat. When I've had her for like 15 years or 16 years or something. It was my son's cat, and then he left home, and now she's just been my cat for like 10 years now or something.
Very statuesque. Posing there.
Yeah, she always looks very regal.
Yeah.
She hates all the other cats. She sleeps in my left armpit, and then sleeps with her face toward me and her one arm stuck out touching my beard. And then any other cat that comes on the bed near me, she freaks out on, so I like sleeping with her. Okay. Otherwise, the other cats will bug the shit out of you.
So to clarify, TJ is not like the TJ Maxx or the Marshalls or the
Tijuana.
Tijuana. Okay, that's a Mexico. Tijuana. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you go to
Which
TJ
is a giant
Maxx,
fucking tourist trap, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think they have any donkeys in TJ Maxx. I don't think they have any shows in the back rooms at TJ Maxx, but maybe they do. Maybe that's how they stay open.
They
Maybe.
stay open because they sell good clothes for cheap prices.
Okay. And they do an illegal donkey show in the break room.
Yeah. I shop at TJ Maxx. I like
thought
Calvin.
TJ Maxx was women only. I don't know.
No, it's like
Okay.
it's like Calvin Klein and shit like that.
Okay.
It's like at least where I'm from, anyways. TJ Maxx is basically like yuppie white people clothes, and fucking what's the other one that's all black people clothes?
Ross.
Yeah, Ross, and then there's another one, and that one has like all the rapper clothes and shit like that, all the stuff that's gone out of style or out of season or whatever.
Okay. They're
Mhm.
rocking cross colors.
Yeah, I go
Fucking
there.
John John. Get your FUBU on.
So I mean, this is a way to maybe purchase gently worn, once worn undergarments if you go to a TJ Maxx, because I do have a lot of loose items of Calvin Klein's and other name brand clothing.
I've never seen them sell used clothing there.
Well, everyone's trying everything on, and nothing is in. There's a lot of.
That's true.
There are some items that are not in the original packaging,
That's true.
so you may find a worn
I
garment.
would not buy underwear from there. No, that's probably not the best idea.
For those who are looking, maybe stay in United States of America. Don't go to Japan to find this.
I get those MeUndies.
Mm-hmm.
They're wonderful.
So
Yeah,
a
they got the
subscription
back
plan
app.
to get a box every month with 6 new pair.
No, I get them like once a year when they're on like really big sale, and then I get the mystery box. So some of my underwear look ridiculous. Like I got some that have ice cream sandwiches all over them and stupid shit like that.
So the mystery box doesn't have like exotic cuts. It's just patterns.
Yeah, it's whatever patterns. It's the ones.
Didn't sell.
It's basically the ones that didn't sell.
So you're not getting like a mystery box with a banana hammock in it or some strange.
No, you
jockey
do
strap.
get nut flaps though.
Okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
you get
when,
the MeUndies with the micro modal, and then they got little
Mhm.
flaps of cloth that you tuck your nuts in, so your
Right.
nuts don't stick to your thighs.
right. I was just trying to better understand what is the mystery of the box.
The pattern.
What patterns you're getting?
Okay. So it's like Labubu has those blind boxes where you kind of know what you might get, but then there's rarities.
There's numerous different Labubus now.
They have different, I don't know if they call them product lines or like designer lines, and then some of them are like maybe all black or all brown or all one color or rare variants. Like a trading card game where you might open a pack of cards and get a shiny
They're really going
holographic.
crazy with this shit.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna pull up that temple?
Probably not. I don't want to be disrespectful any more than I've already been tonight.
You were disrespectful. You know what? You made me watch that fucking movie.
It's a beautiful movie, and it makes you appreciate all movies henceforth and hereafter.
You absolutely appreciate all movies henceforth.
Neil Breen, he's a master
Of something.
of something. Yeah. To masterfully work with actors and actresses in front of blue screens and green screens and use all stock footage for every background of every scene in his movie. It's remarkable.
One of my favorite parts is when the guy starts driving the car away, but the background hasn't started moving yet, and he's already doing this with the wheel. Like
Yeah.
somebody forgot to hit the background.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Tim Timony?
We are cracking.
We're crackalack, and we got our first member.
We got a member. Yeah, we got a member.
Right?
Mm-hmm. super chats are on the menu.
He's on Labrador level.
Yeah, in the Balderson chat room. It's the VIP room tonight.
You can come on for a minute. Yeah. Put the link in the chat. Let's just bring Geoffrey up.
Sure.
We'll make that much better. I haven't seen that stud in a minute. Talk to that stud in a minute, anyways.
There it is. It's in the chat now.
I got the privilege of hanging out with Geoffrey right before he left the country. Said I'm gonna go hang out in all the cool places. Losers, I'm out.
All
He's
right.
in Japan right now. He's still living in Egypt, I believe, but in the last couple of years, he's been over to Ireland and England and I think Scotland and just going to all the. Send it to you via email. All right, hold on.
Email, you can do that. Is Instagram an option too? Let's see where we get to it first.
Do you have your Instagram on? Yeah.
Yeah, no, please put clothes on. I just, that would be optimal.
Nestle makes the very best.
All right, there's his email.
You got it, okay.
Yeah, I got his email.
Okay.
I have smoked the peace pipe with Geoffrey and broken the breads. Here's the link. Copy link. Pasty link. Sendy link. Send.
Also to Instagram. There we go. Yeah.
This is super fascinating. I had no idea that Japan had a Jesus story that they're saying that Jesus is Mr. Miyagi.
All right.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah, white people still using Instagram are known as graham crackers. They've been graham crackers.
We prefer cracker with the soft A.
Cracker.
Yeah.
On the Instas?
In general.
Okay.
I'm white, so I can use the hard A.
The hard R. That's why it's hard R barbecue sauce. Yeah.
That's some chili lemons.
I know some white people. I'm married to one.
Dynamita. I know that people like spicy content and they like white people engaging in spicy content. So
that's not fish flavored.
Chili lemon. Mm-hmm.
How are you going to eat something that's not Girl Scout cookie or fish?
Well, if it's that color, it's not food, so it technically doesn't count.
That's a fact.
Well, I got an apple in a box. We need some apples in a box.
Yes, the Hard R Barbecue Sauce is a company that I started with my co-host on Blunt Force Wisdom Teal. We debuted it. Debuted the Hard R Barbecue Sauce at the Third Eye Carnival in Nashville this year. There will be more at the Third Eye in El Paso, Texas, October 17th through 19th. Tickets on sale at thirdeyecarnival.com.
If you put tickets in a box, people would buy those boxes just to open them up and find the tickets inside. They put apples in a box, and people are going crazy over apples in a box. So if you get this one isn't blind though, because you can see the apple texture through the window. But if you had a box that didn't have windows
Is that
in
a real apple?
I believe so. I haven't bitten into it, but it
Why
was
would
in
you
the
want
box.
to take an apple that everybody else has been fingering through the box?
Well,
Like, you know, people, if they have a hole, they have to stick something in it.
They
That's
have to
just the way
touch
things
it.
are.
yeah.
Like, you wouldn't have normally touched the apples, but now that you can touch the apple through a hole in the box, you're going to stick it in there. See? Just like that.
Whoops.
Mhm.
Whoops. Wrong one. There we go. Do you want to give Jeff an introduction? You just want me to bring him in?
First time on deliberating Dogface dudes, but longtime friend and was on you guys. If you go back through it, he's been on my show, Odin's Alchemy, a number of times. Geoffrey Drumm has moved over to Egypt and has the most fascinating theories on what the pyramids actually were for, and that they were chemical refineries. And the thing about that is his theories come with actual scientific backing and data. And now, since then, he's just decided he's going to spend his time running around to all the places the rest of us dream about going to one of them. And he's just going to hang out at all of them like an asshole. Welcome, Geoffrey. How you doing, my friend?
What's up, boys? Let me put these shorts on in case I get up here.
All right.
All
right.
No
Yeah,
problemo.
so,
We've all done it. It's okay.
we are still permanently, my wife Alexa's here too. We're just like, literally, here we go. There we go.
Beautiful.
Oh, and author of The Land of Chem.
The viewers of my YouTube channel never know that I film all my episodes with no pants on.
Yeah,
Now
that's
they
the
do.
only way to podcast.
It's the key to
The
success.
secrets of YouTube.
Wear a fancy shirt and they never ask about the pants.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
tell
so
us about
we
your
still
new
permanently live in
exploits.
Egypt, but we also got a little tiny place here in Japan in the middle of nowhere, and it's a very nice break and change of pace from living in Egypt for mental, physical, and spiritual health. It's a much nicer place to be here. A lot closer to the beach. There's mountains and trees and water and all of the temples and shrines, and it's really, really nice break from the chaos of living in Egypt.
In the dry heat.
Yeah.
So you're
It's
able
still hot
to
as fuck
edit.
here, but way more humid. It's actually worse here.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, it's hot as fuck in Japan. And Japan is actually unbeknownst to me. So we came here for a month last September for a research expedition, my first trip to Japan, because all of the type of structures that are all over Europe and the UK, stone circles, passage chambers, proto-pyramid mounds, all that same sort of megalithic technology is exactly the same here in Japan. They have all kind of stone circles, passage chamber reactors, proto-pyramid mounds, big standing stones, menhirs. It's all the exact same. So we wanted to come here because I have a keen interest on stone circles, and my new research is focusing on that as well. And so we wanted to come here and check all that out. And there's also abundant connections with lightning. And so my hypothesis about the function of stone circles is that they're bringing lightning to specific areas. They're positive charge accumulators on the surface of the earth that are basically positive targets to attract negatively charged cloud to ground lightning for atmospheric fertilization of agricultural areas, because there's a chemical reaction that occurs when lightning strikes that creates atmospheric fertilizers. And this was implemented in the time immediately following the Great Flood. Well, the post-Ice Age cataclysmic flood by a civilization here called the Jomon. And this Jomon civilization existed from around 30,000 BCE. The earliest pottery is dated to like 30,000 BCE. Conventional time frame is around 12,000 BCE up until around 3,000 BCE. So it's both pre-Ice Age, during the Ice Age, and post-Ice Age civilization that was building these stone circle systems here in Japan. Anyway, we wanted to come here to check all that out, but it's much cheaper here than in the UK, and the food sucks in the UK. So Japanese food is way better than the garbage they have in the UK. So we decided to come here for a month. We loved it. Fast forward another month, and we had kind of rented this property out in the middle of nowhere, and we came for 3 months last winter, December, February, January, and February, and it was cold. Japan, again, unbeknownst to me, Japan is the country that gets the most snowfall of anywhere in the world.
What?
Some of the best snowboarding in the world is in Japan.
Dude, it's insane. Well, they also have a place called what's the island on the north? Hokkaido, which is the northernmost island of Japan that gets absolutely hammered every year, like 10 meters of like huge snowfall, like meters and meters and meters of snow. Like they're buried under snow all year in Hokkaido.
Japan. I went when I was like 12. My grandparents had friends that were pastoring a church there, and we went to go stay with them over my Christmas break. And that was the first time I ever saw redwood trees in my life. Was in Japan.
Oh, the
and
trees
it's like
here
the
are
only
beautiful.
other place besides California where redwoods grow.
So even naturally, the trees here all look like bonsai trees. It's like, I love being around the trees here, and they have these huge cedar forests, and everywhere you go, the trees are just like, it's so beautiful, especially, you know, living in Egypt where the trees are shit. There are some trees, but they're very, very few and far between. You know, I can just look out here at the big mountain by our house, and it's just covered with these absolutely gorgeous trees.
Yeah, the trees are even protected. Like it was illegal to cut down oaks in some part of Northern Europe. Like, don't cut our trees down. We don't have very many of them.
You mentioned the food is much better in Japan. Are you talking Kobe beef and vegetables? Everything is better?
Yeah, so we were actually just in Kobe. I mean, our house is in Hyogo Prefecture, which is near Kobe, Osaka area. So we were just in Kobe. I went and got this tattoo here and this one on my finger here. This is a hiragana Japanese character. It's basically like my wife Alexa, so it's A for Alexa. I got that tattooed on my finger, and this is an alchemical symbol for the star Sirius.
Neat.
So I went to Kobe to get tatted. This guy had, you know, obviously he's covered in tattoos, and I had quite a difficult time tracking down a tattoo artist that didn't focus exclusively on the type of Japanese clientele that are covered from head to toe in tattoos. Wink, wink. If you know who I'm talking about. I couldn't get an email back from anybody because I'm a white guy and I'm not a member of the group that, you know, they only tattoo these kind of people. So after, you know, a month of sending out emails and trying to track people down on Instagram, I finally found a guy that emailed me back. So, you know, cool shop. This guy's covered in tattoos, old school, like rotary tattoo machine. It was really, really cool. But he did a good job. I just got that done. So yeah, like Kobe beef, dude, the best thing here is ramen. Ramen, karage, which is like fried chicken, not chicken nuggets, but fried chicken, and gyoza. That's my favorite meal. Most ramen shops will also have gyoza and karage. So I speak a little bit of Arabic and a little bit of Japanese. And we jokingly come up with fake Arabic names and fake Japanese names so that we can. So my name when I'm in Egypt is Ahmed Yusuf because everyone's name is either Ahmed, Muhammad, or Yusuf. So I'm Ahmed Yusuf, and Alexa is Fatima Lazuli. And then here, my name is Okina Karage, which means big chicken, and hers is Kaidu Sunshine, which is sunshine frog. So
all right.
Namiya Okino Karage. My name is Big Chicken, and everybody seems to find that very amusing.
I imagine so. Very interesting. So tell us about the stories where, again, is the story that the Christ figure, this entire thing happened in Japan, or did he supposedly leave Israel and go to Japan after the crucifixion, or what's the deal with that?
So I don't know the entire story, but there is this tomb of Christ in northern Japan, and I believe the story is that, I heard a very interesting bit of research about this that said that the crucifixion was a mock crucifixion, and that it was intended to get the figure known as Jesus Christ. Obviously, that's not his name. This guy was basically a religious and political rebel at the time, and the Romans wanted him out. Either way, whether they were going to kill him or get him out, but they decided to stage like a mock crucifixion. Somebody either substituted him on the cross, or he didn't actually die, and they actually brought him back using medicinal herbs. You see in the Bible text, they bring all these medicinal herbs into the tomb, and they're doing something in there, while he's in the so-called tomb, that he actually lived. Whether he was substituted on the cross or they brought him, he somewhat died and they brought him back to life, and he survived. And the story is he either goes to India, which I've heard that he's buried in India. The tomb of Saint Isu is, I believe, the nomenclature used to describe that burial, or he came to Japan. The story is that the missing part of time in the Bible, when he was an adolescent into being a young man,
right,
that he either traveled to India or traveled to Japan, or was doing this sort of international travel, learning from spiritual gurus around the world, returned back to, I'm not a historian, or I don't know all the details, but goes back to Israel or wherever, with all of these spiritual teachings, starts dropping knowledge on the people, transforming the religion and the politic of the area, and the Romans weren't having it. So they wanted to kill him. There was a mock crucifixion, and then, he went packing and then went back to either India or Japan. But that's the story, is that these people in northern Japan, I think he's actually buried with his brother. Isn't that the story? That there's two tombs on the top of the hill. One of them is the tomb of Christ, and the other is the brother of Christ.
Thomas, the one that the other book is from?
Yeah, I don't know the whole story. Again, we haven't been up there. We've been to Omori, which is the prefecture where this tomb of Christ is supposed to be. And I don't know the whole story. I just happened to see it. When you move to a place, you start getting all these YouTube recommendations for stuff to watch. And we watched a little video on it. And I will say there is a huge connection between like the Hata clan. Like I sent you that thing. It's the Star of David. The symbol for the Hata clan is the Star of David. And there's all of this, rhetoric and history and mythology about this clan of unusual people, the Tengu, right? The Tengu is basically a demon figure with this big long nose, and he's described as being a foreigner who comes to Japan, and with all this technology, and the story of the Tengu is the story of the Israelite diaspora. And like I was saying with the Ark of the Covenant, there's most likely multiple of these Ark artifacts. And during the diaspora of the Israelites, there were multiple of these Arks that were taken to different areas all around the world.
Huh.
And one of them was taken to Japan. And that's where you get this Mikoshi festival, where these guys are transporting the Ark on their back. And there's these multiple transportation of this Ark thing. The place where it's said to have been stored here in Japan is a place called Mount Sarugi. And they actually did a bunch of archaeological excavations in Mount Sarugi looking for the Ark of the Covenant. That was the actual impetus for the archaeological excavation. So there's something weird going on here with the Hata clan, the Tengu. Again, if you Google the Tengu, again, it looks like a Jewish person, and it's a white person. It's not an indigenous Asian Japanese person. They're known as foreigners, and it's this mysterious group of foreign people that showed up here in Japan in the ancient mythology. Yeah, the black cube on the forehead. We were actually at a site, and it has what's that thing called?
It's like tefillin.
It's tefillin. It's the tefillin. No, but they have the tefillin, the black cube, the Jewish prayer. They have a whole garb that they wrap the tape around.
Yeah.
They have the tefillin on the head. The Tengu has a tefillin on his head. So it's a represent. They say it's a demon, but that's just sort of a very stereotypical representation of these foreign people that came to Japan. It's pretty crazy mythology. Nobody wants to acknowledge that that's actually what it is, but it's pretty clear if you look at the symbolism of the Tengu and what it's actually telling you. The story is that there was a diaspora of Israelites, and some of those people came here to Japan.
Huh.
And then they brought with them their history, mythology, maybe similar books of Kabbalah to preserve them on the island. So they went to different countries to preserve this stuff so it wouldn't be destroyed.
It's said that they're also the people that brought the kofun building technology. The Japanese kofun are these big, they look like keyhole shape, somewhat pyramidal type structures that are said to be the burial of some of the emperors, but they've never really excavated these things. They're very particular about excavating ancient sites here in Japan.
Is it because they still have more reverence for such things?
Yeah, they really respect ancient history and culture, and that is the general explanation for why they don't, is because if it is a burial of an emperor, it would be disrespectful to that emperor to actually excavate the tomb. So a lot of these things in Japan are left unexcavated.
Huh. So there could be some serious history that's just not been accessed.
Well, let me show you this thing on Coromanta. I don't want to take up too much time because we got to get to breakfast and stuff, but I want to show you this because can I present my screen?
Oh,
here?
yeah, absolutely.
Presenta Wesa. Explain the slave to your tattoos. Explain that, please.
Explain the what?
It's a comment in the chat. I was just chatting with the chat while you were pulling that up.
Yeah, you need to kind of expand on that a little bit.
On my tattoos?
No. Just the comment.
And I'm not even sure who he's talking about because I'm pretty much at least as covered in tattoos as you are. And
Right.
Steve's definitely got his share of tattoos.
Me too, probably.
Marcus is a pure white.
I'm
boy.
a mystery box. You have to unwrap me to see what's in
Marcus is pure.
Marcus flies to Japan every year to get the traditional push poke method of tattoo and has the full body suit that particular group of people you were talking about earlier.
It's the high value
also
male
have.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he won't bear it for the ladies. It's a half Bitcoin buy-in, ladies, for the auction
two
hour.
Bitcoins.
Half a Bitcoin to get in on the bidding.
There's no arbitrage. No arbitrage allowed.
2 Bitcoin minimum.
Full value for high value
For
mail.
purchase, yeah.
So what do we have here, Geoffrey?
Okay, so can you see this screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Songu Shrine. Yep.
Okay, so this is a representation of, this is an AI creation of the function of Pyramid Coromanta. So and I'll show you on Google Earth how these things are actually connected, but it is an artificial pyramid mountain that you can see here. And we went to see this thing during our first expedition in September, where we went to the Oyu Stone Circles. It's a complex of 2 interconnected stone circle systems, and there's an avenue of stones very similar to the West Hampton and Beckhampton avenues of stone at Avebury. So Avebury is also a stone circle complex that's connected by these parallel avenues of stone. So the parallel avenues of stone run from the big pyramid into the stone circle complex. And Pyramid Coromanta has been excavated. They did radar probes that indicated artificial underground structures. And this is in the early 1990s, where they actually did excavations on the site. They discovered a sacred temple at the top of this thing. And there's all sorts of crazy stories about this quote unquote pyramid mountain, mainly regarding UFOs. So it started, and they have this depiction here, which is an old painting, Japanese painting. This is the mountain here at the bottom, and this floating UFO orb depicted over the top of the mountain. And when you hike up to the top of this thing, there's a very obviously artificial flat surface at the top of the pyramid. And there's all these little UFO stickers and alien head stickers because people repeatedly see UFOs, these glowing orbs, in association with this pyramid. And in my opinion, it's ball lightning is what they're seeing, which is this mysterious plasma phenomenon. They're not, there's a bunch of different explanations for why these things happen. We don't know 100% for sure what causes ball lightning, but it's these glowing spheres of light that, if you look at the description of what happens during ball lightning, it parallels very well with reported UFO phenomenon, like all of these sort of strange sounds, weird smells of sulfur and all this other kind of stuff. It's very interesting, the connection between these two things. And interesting enough, obviously ball lightning is usually associated with thunderstorms. It's electric field charged gas of some sort that becomes a plasma. Often it has an odor of sulfur, which is also connected to these UFO sightings. There's also an interesting, Japan has all of this interesting mythology and gods and demons and all of these sort of characters. There's a figure in Japanese mythology called the Raiju, which is a thunder animal or beast that's associated with lightning and thunder, but it's not white lightning or thunder. It's said to be a white, blue wolf or dog, and it flies around like a ball of lightning. So this is an ancient Japanese mythological representation of this ball lightning phenomenon. And my work indicates, and my research has shown, that the power source of all of these ancient structures around the world is connected to telluric currents from below and lightning from above. And specifically here in Japan, there's tons of mythology about these lightning gods. And this is indicative to me of a civilization that was well aware of the power source of these ancient stone structures, and specifically pyramids. So this is the book that was written by Asahi Suzuki, which was one of the members of this archaeological excavation in the 1990s called Pyramid of the Gods, The Mystery of Coromanta. And I just wanted to share this story with you guys because it's absolutely the craziest thing that I've ever written from an archaeological report. So here he's talking about they're beginning to do the GPR scanning of this structure. And well, I'll go ahead and just read this. So to be precise, there's a substance or a structure at a depth of about 5 meters at the summit that has the property of disrupting the radio waves of the ground penetrating radar. It is thought water has entered the depression and the amount of retention is high. It is a similar phenomenon to what we often see when we conduct surveys of coaxial cables buried underground. Either way, there is certainly something deep underground that is beyond our imagination. So they're scanning this thing. They're finding all sorts of anomalous phenomenon as they start to scan the top of this thing. Then they start doing the excavation. So at the top, they notice another abnormal situation. The summit was a flat area about 20 meters square. and there was a circular hole in the center and possibly a standing stone or menhir. So my research has indicated that these standing stone and menhirs were the proto-obelisks. And these things are lightning rods to, function the same way a modern lightning rod functions, which is to attract and then distribute that high voltage electric current into any particular system. So they found a big standing stone menhir or obelisk at the top of this pyramid structure that was buried into this circular hole.
Sorry to cut in, but what stone is conductive?
Absolutely. Huh?
What stone is conductive?
So stones are not conductive. Stones are actually dielectric materials.
Right, that's what I thought. So how does it function as a lightning rod?
So it's when you have a high voltage material, or rather a high voltage electric current, there's a phenomenon that occurs called dielectric breakdown, that during a high voltage incident, a dielectric material will spontaneously transform into a conductor, dielectric breakdown. And particularly here in Japan, there's a number of sites, specifically the Ogami Gaishi megalithic circle, and also the, what's the name of the other one?
Oyu?
Not Oyu, the one at the top. It skipped my mind. But there's a number of stone, circle, and obelisk menhir sites that are made of andesite stones here in Japan. And the researchers from Kumamoto University have figured out that so these andesite stones have this crazy magnetic field surrounding the andesite stones. And all of these stones are like scarred with these pock marks and huge scars running down the side of the material. So it's only, so let me get back to answering your question. Stone is only a conductor under extremely high voltage. And this is basically how a Lichtenberg figure forms. You're familiar with a Lichtenberg figure?
Yeah.
So Lichtenberg figures happen when you have a dielectric material like wood or a piece of plastic, and you apply an extremely high voltage to that dielectric material. The phenomenon will occur called dielectric breakdown, where the capacitance for that dielectric material is exceeded and the voltage will flow through the material. So that's what happens to these stones, and also causes erosion and all of these scarring and pockmarking phenomenon. But there's these structures here, again, these andesite stones that have this very powerful remnant magnetization. And we've tested all these things with magnetometers. So when you're walking up to the site, the magnetic field in microtesla is like ambient for around 40, maybe 50 microtesla. But when you get up to these big stones, these andesite stones that have been struck by lightning, there is a remnant magnetic field that can go up to like 1,000 microtesla. So really, really strong magnetic fields surrounding these big pieces of stone that have been struck by lightning. And there's one in particular, the name of it, it's skipping my mind, but it's like melted. Huh? Ogami Gaishi, my wife is here trying to refresh my memory. Ogami Gaishi is a huge magnetic andesite stone magnetic temple. But that to answer your question, that's how the current flows through the stone, dielectric breakdown.
Okay. Groovy.
No, go ahead, jump in.
No, this is fascinating. Good. Yeah.
Am I still sharing here, or did that stop?
No, it dropped.
All right, let me come back here.
So all this stuff you've documented in your series of videos on your YouTube channel, The Land of Chem?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So we have not only site visits from all of these things, but then also specific research episodes. If anybody's watching, my YouTube channel is called The Land of Chem, CHEM, and I have a whole playlist from all of our Japan research expeditions and then subsequent follow-up videos presenting all of the details. Let me go back here. And for example, this idea that stone circles, menhir, and obelisk are connected to lightning. this was actually corroborated by the St. Andrews University that did a geomagnetic survey of the Calanase stone circle. And they discovered a magnetic star in the center of this stone circle that is from lightning strikes. This was, again, St. Andrews University published a research paper documenting and providing evidence that substantiates the connection between stone circles, obelisk and menhir, and lightning. And if you look at all of the menhir and obelisk type structures that are still all around Europe, you'll see this same scarring, pockmarking, and basically destruction of the material, because when the phenomenon of dielectric breakdown occurs, the dielectric material is not 100% left intact. It somewhat destroys the material as the voltage flows. You also see in the stone circles like Avebury, for example, there's vitrification and melting of basically the stone itself. And we have the same thing on the Giza Plateau with the iron. I don't want to get too far off track here, but the iron veins of the Giza Plateau, there's a huge network of iron oxide veins that run through the entire Giza Plateau, in which we now have chemical analysis data that found fulgurites. We found little silica microspheres from fulgurites. So fulgurites, fossilized lightning, have been discovered in the iron vein network of the Giza Plateau that also is connected to the function of a Lichtenberg figure for the distribution of high voltage electric current into different components of the Giza Plateau system.
That's cool. I have a couple fulgurites somewhere.
All right, let me jump back in here. Okay, this is where it starts to get a little crazy, and I don't want to, sit here and read this, but there's no other way for me to. It's better if I read the actual quote. So, as mentioned in Chapter 2, the second Coromanta Comprehensive Survey was carried out from April 6th to 2nd in 1993. As mentioned above, the underground radar and civil engineering survey equipment played a major role. So they were digging trenches at the summit of this artificial pyramid for the whole day. After digging these trenches, they were able to confirm that the entire area around the summit was surrounded by stone paving stonework, and that the summit was an artificially constructed facility. So they discovered, and I'll show an image of this here in just a minute, a stone circle temple, including an obelisk at the top of this flattened artificial pyramid. It had already been clear that the slope of the mountain had a stepped structure, but we now discovered that the summit was also an artificial structure built on top of natural ground. This is a major discovery. So as the sun went down and the rain began to fall, suddenly a pale blue flame shot up from the top of the mountain. It was shooting up vigorously and diagonally. It looked just like the flame from a gas burner. It is dangerous, quote. Normally that would be the reaction, but this time everyone was dumbfounded. Speechless, they just stared at the flames in amazement. After a while, some of the workers started saying, "Let's go, we have to see what happened." But the rain was coming down too hard and they had to give up. However, the flames continued to burn vigorously, turning red, green, and changing colors in various ways. Then suddenly they went out. So again, I apologize for the translation. This book is entirely written in Japanese. So I had to Google Translate and Google Lens translate this whole thing so I can read it. So there's a bit of like grammar mistakes when in the translation. So basically what happened is he kind of explains it here. So did the gas rushing out from the hole react with water, combust, and erupt in flames? So during the excavations, they're in here digging these trenches in the foundation stones of this artificial pyramid. And he believes that they cracked into a possible underground chamber that contained pressurized gas. And somehow this pressurized gas got ignited that resulted in these flames shooting out of the top of the pyramid mountain. And this is the literal report from one of the archaeologists that did this excavation. He's also talking about here in the communications, they're questioning whether there's communication or iron buried deep underground because they're getting all of these anomalous readings with the GPR system. So again, this is kind of
the flames turning different colors. That would tell you that different metals are getting burnt.
Different metals and different type of gases. And this would also explain the ball lightning phenomenon because you have to have a gas of some sort to create the ball lightning. So there's definitely a connection between the function of this structure. So again, artificial pyramid mountain, they found a stone circle. And here you can see an image of the recreation of the kind of complex at the top of the mountain. And it had a standing stone or obelisk at the top. And inside of the pyramid, I actually have the images. This is the recreation of what they found. And let me scan forward. Here's a diagram showing the, kind of a recreation of the GPR scan where they think they found a box-shaped object or a chamber embedded in the top of the mountain. And then there was a seven-tiered ring-shaped, basically stone circle complex at the top of the pyramid. And then you can see the stepped structure of the pyramid that they found here.
We're still seeing the scanned page with the text on it. We were showing us another figure in a different window. There it is.
That's wild.
Let's see here.
So some of this stuff has probably never been translated to English. No one's thought to.
Yeah, no, I couldn't find an English. It's a super obscure book that my Japanese. So we have a Japanese friend that's been helping us, and he found this book, and he's like, "Dude, you got to read this thing." So he sent it to me, and I just translated the whole thing on Google Translate.
Is the book itself about UFO activity or about?
No. It's basically just a report of the archaeological excavations. It's a literal archaeological report, and he wrote the book to just tell the story of what was happened. And then, like I said, the project was eventually abandoned because the members of the team started to die mysteriously, so they abandoned the project.
Oh, wrong thing.
Am I up here now?
Yeah, but
Nope.
It's us.
There you go. Here it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's us.
Is that your desktop? If you open it in the same tab, you have StreamYard open, it might be easier to select the tab.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, Flying Axe Blade. The Japanese are very into farts. They've got a whole demons and shit that use farts for battles and shit.
Cheek squeak.
It's kind of wild. We did a whole Weaving Spiders episode where we talked about that, and it brought up Japanese art and different folklore and stuff. Lots of farts. I get it.
Natural gases.
Have you found the food to be particularly gassy, Geoffrey?
Well, with the amount of protein that I eat on a daily basis, it's a constant battle. Regardless of where we live.
So I got some Wisconsin
Check
cheese
on the
here.
gassy food. Check.
Do they have a lot of cheese and dairy?
No, the cheese here sucks. And, when I get a cheeseburger, I always like to have extra cheese. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple of places where we go to get cheeseburgers here. And if you ask a Japanese person for extra cheese, it is like they can't even comprehend the concept of putting extra anything. And they're like, they have to have an internal conference call with the staff and management. They're like, oh, extra cheese, no, and they go back and they're like, and they're like, oh, sumimasen, oh no, sorry, no extra cheese. So it's like one of the most challenging things to get them to put one extra slice of cheese on a burger. The cheese here sucks, and you can't ask for anything to be modified here. It just comes the way it is.
Yeah.
And the concept of asking to, so I don't like onions, and they put onions on everything here. So I have to say, onegai shimasu tamenegi nashide, which is no onion. They're like, oh, no, nashide tamenegi, like they don't understand. Like, yeah, no, don't put onions on it, please.
Do you describe it as a food allergy to say that you're allergic to allergies?
Well, so again, I have
onions?
very limited Japanese speaking ability.
Right.
I've just learned to say without onions, and eventually they'll figure it out.
No disrespect to the chef intended.
What do you mean without onions? We can't even make it without onions. What the fuck are you even talking about? Of course there's onions in it.
Anyway, I don't know why my screen share isn't working anymore. It seems like I have like a portal of a million things open. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, that just happened here. We just saw it too.
Yeah. So the forever effect.
The only way I get around that is I have to use a different browser for my screen share. Like I use Firefox normally.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want to screen share something, I have to use that. It's not Explorer, Microsoft's whatever.
Chrome browser.
I think he's trying to figure his computer out.
I think he dropped out.
He'll be back. He's probably restarting.
He angered the computer gods.
Those phantom ghosts.
Goddamn black hued Japs.
Tengu, talking about the Tengus and the spirits. Too many secrets.
Yeah, we angered the fart monsters.
Right.
Firefox, all the
browsers.
browsers.
Firefox works pretty good for streaming stuff. I didn't want to use DuckDuckGo because they sold out like immediately. Like right when DuckDuckGo was like, yeah, we're the non-tracking, not gonna block things, blah blah blah, and then like a month later, like, yeah, we do that shit, like unapologetically.
Mm-hmm. Well, everyone's going to use everyone's data for purposes.
I got blocked on Twitter by the CEO of DuckDuckGo because I called him out over something, and he had this like I can't remember what it was, but it was a super lame answer. And I just sat there and roasted him until he blocked me.
You've got to be fairly high up on the most blocked.
I do okay.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to have a list of everyone who's blocked you, and then I could start following.
I think Jay Dyer's the only person that's blocked me. I think maybe a rando or two other ones that
that's not a hard one block though. He'll block anybody.
No, it don't take much. That's why I didn't even bother trying to chime in on weighing in on that. Like I've got the easy one checked off. You disagree with that dumb fuck and he blocks you.
Mm-hmm.
Challenge him. Gone. Yeah. No, and
I'm still blocked by Greg Carlwood on my Slow News Day account, but he follows the AM Wake Up account.
I had a bunch of people when I was doing a lot of interviews. I had a bunch of people want me to go on Carlwood's. So I finally broke down and I was like, well, you want to do this, Carwood's? And then Carwood brought up that shit. Remember when he, the whole Tracy, the thing that surrounded Tracy Twyman and everything? Mm-hmm. And Carwood brought that up and was all crying about it. I'm like, I'm surprised you'd bring that up, dude. You were such a bitch about all that. Like, it's so, yeah, he blocked me.
Yeah. So Jesus Christ brothers Isakari buried in Shingo, Emori Prefecture.
He's got a Japanese brother.
Well, brother with a Japanese name, yeah. Isakuri. And the story originated in the 1930s, alleged discovery of the tomb in 1935, taking the idea of the diaspora and what was happening with the small hat, big nose people at that time, kind of going to different locations, and they were carrying with them a lot of their text documents. So they'd preserve their text documents in different countries, and then to preserve that stuff in different countries was an interesting thing. And then we did bring up the idea that during the World War II period, there was a lot of destruction there.
There we go.
It's a curious case.
All right. I'm back.
Had to fight off
Don't show your thing yet. I got to pee quick.
A Tengu and an Oni walked into a bar.
Tommy Iommi.
What?
Yeah, the Oni is another representation of a Japanese demon or an ogre. There are some what I call passage chambers, basically like what we have at Newgrange.
Mm-hmm.
There's the exact same type of structures here in Japan that have the same long passage and enclosed internal chamber system. And there's one that we visited. It's said to have been built by an Oni, which is like this ogre or demon type figure that's also sort of a symbolic representation of a foreigner. Yeah.
There was a big time when Japan started shipping out stereos and things that Americans started importing ninjas and Japanese culture ideas and not quite getting it right. But for that brief period, there was a lot of ninjas, and everyone was like a Japanese martial artist in American movies, whether they're good or bad, or Three Ninjas Strike Back. A lot of the Oni stuff, the demon stuff, the spiritual stuff, the animism stuff didn't quite translate to an American audience who was very much of the Christian persuasion. So you start telling them the demon stories of Japan, and they're like, no. A lot of people didn't even like pocket monsters. A lot of Christians and Catholics were not allowing their children to participate in the pocket monster situations.
Just like Labubu. Is Labubu a thing over there, Geoffrey?
I don't know that again, we kind of live out in the middle of nowhere, like really intentionally in very rural Japan, in like a small fishing village. Like everybody in our neighborhood has got to be 90 years old. And they were very surprised to see some white people roll up when we first moved into our house.
They've been advertising. They've been asking for young people to move into small villages.
Yeah, so there's lots of houses here that, for whatever various reason, there's a bunch of uninhabited Japanese houses. And the Japanese government does allow foreigners to purchase homes here in Japan. And you can often do so for very, very cheap. There are stipulations that the home has to be renovated and brought up to spec in a certain amount of time. That's sort of the catch. You can buy this thing for a couple, maybe 10 grand or something. You buy a big ass house, but then you're locked into having to renovate that house and bring it back up to code in a certain time frame. So there is lots of incentive for foreigners to buy and live. Well, they can buy, but you can't live here unless you have a visa of some sort, which is a challenge in and of itself.
So it's kind of to stimulate the economy, to bring in young people, to make sure there's a workforce in some of these small towns.
Well, I think they're just tricking foreigners into buying these houses so they can get the shit cleaned up and they don't have to do it themselves. But then there's also, a lot of, from a realty perspective, people can buy these houses, fix them up, and then resell them. So there's certainly a financial incentive for people to buy and renovate these homes.
Do they seem to need outside financials for people outside the population to bring in their money?
So the problem, like even here in our local area, the population in Japan is aging. They also have a reproduction problem here. And generally speaking, you get this idea that Japan has a very powerful workforce, but I really don't think that's the case anymore here. In our local area, it's the fishing industry is dying out because, the children of these elderly fisher people, they don't want to do it anymore. So there's like all these abandoned boats in the harbors, and, things are kind of somewhat in a state of disrepair. Just because the people are aging out, and people are either moving out or they're moving to Tokyo to work for companies. So there's definitely a workforce issue here, but I don't think there's, they don't want foreigners doing it either. As much as we love Japan, there is definitely a sense of slight racism here. Japanese people obviously do not love foreigners, specifically Americans. Also from a representation of asshole tourists who disrespect the culture, and there's a lot of that going on social media.
Yes.
And but especially the old folks who remember World War II, we've run into a couple of those too, where the guy was like, so we went to this, it was a Shinto shrine, and we got invited to participate in the ritual or ceremony by the lead guy, the priest, head priest at the Shinto shrine. So we go through this very beautiful ritual. And at the end, he was coming up and talking to us, and he's like saying something like, "Oh yeah, you guys burned our country to the ground, and now you're here." Kind of like, we were like, "Oh," just like,
yeah.
And that's very much kind of how the Japanese culture is, where it's like nobody ever says anything outright. It's all very subtle and inklings of the true feelings. But they remember, and there's certainly some of that's still present in the culture, where they're not fond of foreigners, generally speaking.
Yeah, we fucking exploded the greatest weapons of fucking destruction up to the time on their islands. That's a slightly big deal.
This is true. They started it.
Yeah. But
don't start shit you can't finish.
But that level of destruction had never been brought out on the world before nor since. Like they're like, hey, do you really think that you needed a bazooka when I just punched you in the shoulder? Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, the older generation, you definitely get a sense that they're not. And again, there are so many asshole tourists here that come and make a bad name for everyone. But that's why we specifically, either living in Egypt or living in Japan, we make a very profound effort to assimilate to the culture. And I can order in a restaurant completely in Japanese, and I can ask questions in Japanese. And as soon as you start to speak a little bit of the language, and that you show the general signs of respect that people do here, they acknowledge that very quickly, and they certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, it's not like we don't get our share of asshole tourists from other countries.
Sure, yeah, it happens everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Something about being a tourist just makes you be an asshole most of the time. Like every year up in Montana and Wyoming, I like watching the ones that go up and they decide buffalo, or that buffalo or bison or giant pets, and then they get stampeded by freaking buffalo. You're like,
there's sometimes seasons around Yellowstone where there's more Japanese and Chinese tourists than American tourists touring around Yellowstone and Wyoming area.
Yeah.
Oh, the Chinese are movers, man. So even in Egypt and also here, I mean, you'll just see the biggest tour groups of Chinese people, like huge tours of Chinese people in Egypt, and then also here in Japan. Because again, when we were here our first time, our buddy Teru was with us, and he's like, it's difficult for me to determine which is which, but he can immediately see a Chinese person and know that it's a Chinese person. He's like, oh, there's a huge group of Chinese, they'll be like 75.
Do they smell different?
I'm certain that there is.
Their facial structure is different.
Yeah, I mean, now that I've spent some time here, we were kind of having a competition of who could spot the foreign Asian person, and if we could figure out what they're. But like, you know, y'all hear some people, you know, especially when they start to speak, it's a lot easier to determine who's who and what's what.
Yeah, I've always found Chinese to have more of a roundy face.
Yeah, it is a rounder face. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Japanese people are more attractive. Like Geoffrey was saying earlier, that there's a lot of very effeminate men. I can believe that.
They like youth.
Like Taiwan. That's sad.
That was an interesting question. Do you know the band Malice Miser, some of the visual performance bands out of Japan, like X Japan or others? Durin Gray or something. I don't even know how to say it correctly. But I had the question because there's a lot of men who will dress as women in Japanese, and I wonder, is that the same as like Americans in drag? Is it even thought of in the same way?
So here, I haven't seen. Well, that's not true. We literally went to a huge drag show.
Right.
So,
but I mean, I guess, does it seem just more theatrical, like Shakespeare had men playing women's roles, this type of thing? It's more of a theatrical thing and less of a sexual identity thing?
well, so there's you know, like the K-pop type thing.
Yeah.
That sort of aesthetic
Yes.
is wildly popular here. And if you're walking around in Osaka or Kobe and you look at the men,
Yeah.
all of them are wearing makeup.
Right.
It would be sometimes very difficult to determine if it was even a man or a woman. You know, all sorts of product, and they're very made up, and that aesthetic is very popular here for straight men. And they have these things called host and hostess clubs, where you can pay to go in, and it's like a strip club, but without the nudity, where they sort of cater to these people and they flirt and they joke and they, you know, feed you drinks and all this kind of stuff. And it's there is also a, you know, that from the theatrical perspective, I don't get it, like this sort of cartoony anime adolescent, you know, the women will dress up in these kind of crazy anime type outfits, and it's like, I don't know, it's odd to me, but it's part of the culture here, this cartoony anime theatrical, you know, they put on this, obviously it's a persona or whatever it is that I don't necessarily get all that, but there is certainly some of that here for sure.
You're walking around with a pretty full beard. Do a lot of the Japanese men even attempt to grow beards?
No. I mean, like, I'll go to any major city, and I'm a bigger guy, so I kind of stick out anyway. Mm-hmm. And having a big beard and looking like a Viking guy walking around, I get, you know, a lot of heads turn when people. It's very, very rare to see a beard here.
So then, it's the men themselves already have an androgynous appearance without having the extra facial hair. So for them to put on some big, elaborate French-style dress and makeup and a big wig, it probably isn't such a huge leap of logic to figure out, well, they already look that way, so they can perform in that. They're playing a bass or they're in a rock band. It makes sense. Whereas in America, I think the situation of cross-dressing or drag is a little bit different because a lot of men here have beards, so they have to shave their beards, remove all their body hair. But again, these cultural differences between Japan and America don't quite make sense. Americans don't really have a frame of reference for it, so they just think it's weird and unusual. But for the Japanese, that's their culture. They have understandings that go way back, and they understand the vegetables and the demons and the yokai and the spirits and all these things. And then when they bring that stuff to America and anime series and video games, the translations are very difficult. And to do a literal translation won't make any sense to Americans.
Well, it's, you know, again, talking about living in Egypt and living in Japan, both of those cultures are as far different as it could possibly be from what we know in America. And that was one of the things that was attractive to me about living in Egypt, because it was such an exotic place, and the people are, people are people. When you go to the mall in Egypt, it's the exact same as a mall in America. There's absolutely nothing different. The people are dressed a little different. The ladies have hijabs on, but it's the exact same experience where, the kiosk guys are hollering at girls, and you're walking around and there's groups of teenagers running around. It's the exact same thing. But then you get into these sort of nuances of the culture, and things can be very, very different. And, it's a good thing about, I think that's one of the positives about international travel, is exposing yourself to those different things and appreciating the differences, even though you don't understand them.
Yeah. 100%. I've tried to go to every cultural event that I've had availability to, and religious event and whatnot. And very seldomly do I agree with what's going on or being said, but I don't have to. This is their thing. I'm just observing it, and it's very interesting and a lot of times very beautiful to observe.
Yeah, so let me try to share this thing one more time, and just I know your audience.
I don't know if Steve is here to approve it. Steve might not be here to approve it. He's kind of running late. He's got a morning show he's prepping for in the morning, so it might just be voice only from now on.
Yeah, I don't think we can help you share the screen. Steve's the one that has to allow that to go through.
We're running on his Rumble channel, broadcasting to our YouTube as well.
How about now?
I'm not able to approve it. I don't.
Yeah, we can't pull it up, Geoffrey.
Steve's our guy.
Steve went to bed, and he's the one who pulls things up.
Oh, okay.
If you have a presentation in a video on your Land of Chem YouTube channel, we'll be able to reference that.
Yeah, it's episode 147 for everyone that wants to watch the actual video. And long story short, the guy goes on to talk about how they discovered a granite chamber inside of the top of this mountain, and he's making comparisons between the Great Pyramids of Giza and Pyramid Coromanta. And then he goes on to talk about, how this is basically chemistry-based technology, which is exactly right up my alley regarding my hypothesis about the function of the Egyptian pyramids being a series of chemical reactors. He's like, obviously it's some sort of chemistry going on inside of this pyramid that causes this fire gas to escape out of the top. And this guy was so close, but he never actually sort of pinpointed that was the actual function of what this thing may have been. And then I go on in the episode to connect how the voltage from lightning strikes on the top of the pyramid that drive the chemical reactions are distributed into the stone circle systems, where that electric field is accumulated in these stone circles. So there's a connection between the function of the pyramid, the stone avenue, and also the stone circles.
Ah,
so it's like
it's fascinating. These things are all over Japan.
This works like a refinery.
So it's difficult. So in terms of the Egyptian pyramids, it goes from, it's all about natural resource exploitation and converting the natural resources at the particular site into any chemical. So in Egypt, they have abundant natural gas, methane. And I've proposed that the step pyramid was designed to extract deposits of bedrock methane. That methane was then converted into ammonia in the red pyramid, which was then converted into either urea or nitric acid in the bent pyramid. On the Giza Plateau, I recently found a paper. So, this SAR scan where they're finding this bullshit underground. I found a geological paper that talks about the cave and tunnel system below the Giza Plateau and deposits of hydrogen sulfide. So hydrogen sulfide gas coming up from below the Giza Plateau. Well, hydrogen sulfide was the source raw material that was utilized in the function of the Great Pyramid for the production of sulfuric acid. And there's a huge iron ore mineral cave system running below the Giza Plateau. And I've personally been down inside of it check out my episode on the Tomb of the Birds and the cave and tunnel system running below the Giza Plateau. And the Tomb of the Birds tunnel is a huge iron ore cave that was also connected to the mining operations on the Giza Plateau. So yes, a refinery, yes, it would just depend on sort of the natural resources at the site.
So then
Whenever
it's
you're
like,
looking at making something that's acidic, you need it to be hydrogenated. That's the difference between an acid and a base is the hydrogen. Acid's hydrogenated. So that's the key components that you're going to need right there.
Yeah, so they literally had a source of the raw material, initial chemical reactant coming from below the Giza Plateau, which is one of the reasons why they built the pyramids on top of the Giza Plateau. It's a very strategic location.
so this is large level industrial chemical refineries.
Correct. Yeah, that's the overall scope of my hypothesis on the function of the Egyptian pyramids is industrial scale chemical manufacturing with a primary focus on applications being agricultural fertilizers and metallurgy.
Was there a large population around this industrial chemical refinery area, or was it sort of like dangerous and military use only, or government officials?
So in regard to Egypt, the time frame where I think the Egyptian pyramids were operational is around 8500 BC to 5300 BC, which is a period of time known as the Saharan wet period, where the Sahara was actually a green, lush, fertile area. And the evidence of the population was no longer concentrated around the Nile River. People had started to move out into the upper eastern Sahara and away from the Nile River because there was a ton of arable farmland during that approximate 3,000 year time period. And I've proposed that the function of the Egyptian pyramids is directly connected to the existence of the Saharan wet period for bringing rain, fertilizer, and transforming the desert into farmland. So one of my other hypotheses is about these White Horse Hills that are all over a place called Wiltshire, England, which is basically where Avebury and Stonehenge are kind of in this area. And there are these hills that, according to my research, were designed to create cumulonimbus thunderstorm clouds. And the white horse is a symbol across a ton of ancient mythology that is directly connected to thunderstorm and lightning. So they've inscribed on these hills these white horses. A lot of these things are relatively modern that are done by the landowners, but one that is ancient is called the Uffington White Horse, which is dated back to the Neolithic period, approximately 3000 BC, where they carved a horse into the white chalk hillside of this particular structure. And then they've sort of copied that into the modern era where people that are in the know have emblazoned this white horse symbol on these landscape features that were designed in the ancient time for the production of cumulonimbus thunderstorm clouds, which is basically creating a localized lightning storm.
Would you be safe using the word geoengineering to describe this process?
Terraforming. Yeah. And I have a full episode talking about that as well on the channel.
I remember.
I watched those episodes.
For our new listeners, I'm trying to catch them up to the awesomeness of the work of the Land of Chem channel. And the Trash Cats. The Trash Cats channel. You got
Egyptian Trash Cats. The best channel on YouTube.
New cats? New trash?
So, the population of Egyptian trash cats is always changing. It's a constantly fluctuating number. Here in Japan, there's a lot less, but we do have one that I kind of, he was here last time, and I don't know who actually feeds this guy on a regular basis, but I call him Mochi, the little street cat here that runs around. And I kind of lured him over to the house the other night. So he's been hanging around here for the past couple of days. We've only been here. Well, we've been here for a month now, and we'll be here for 2 more months. And then we go back to Egypt for a big tour at the end of October, beginning of November. Then we'll be in Egypt through November, and then we're coming back to the States. You know, we both got to visit some family, and it's been a while since we've been home. And I'm going to do a run of a couple of different podcasts while we're in the States that require in-person appearances. And
Oh,
Oh yeah, what are you going on?
got some shows
Like
booked
Danny
already?
Jones or somebody like that?
yeah, I already did Danny Jones. I'm doing a second appearance.
I
Danny.
saw it. I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, Danny's a cool guy, and so he's having me back on. I'm also going to do Matt Beall, Limitless podcast. They both live down in the Florida, pretty close to each other in Florida, so I'll do both of those while I'm there.
Very nice. Very nice. You're going to Florida, are you?
Yeah, it's going to be winter, so I mean, you know, we went to last time we were in Tampa. It was really, really nice. But we're actually right near the beach here, and the beach is here, man. It's beautiful.
A lot of surfers, surfboards.
So, you know, the area where we are has like no waves. There's no waves at all. I mean, it's just completely flat. But there is an amazing beach area that we found that somehow, I mean, it's like this crazy forest right next to the beach. And these trees are growing in basically sand type soil. And it's like a bonsai tree forest right next to the beach. So we like to walk around these areas, with our shoes off. So we were walking around with our shoes off in this bonsai tree forest right next to the beach the other day. It was really, really cool.
Actually, sand is a really excellent medium to grow in as long as you get the mycelium up. You get a good fungal count.
Yeah.
Elaine Ingham went to Australia and went to the desert and turned desert into a food forest in a matter of just months, and just specifically by bringing up the mycelium in the soil.
You should do that.
Or into the sand.
Yeah, my wife was she used to do what is the name of that mushroom, something or other?
Oh, mycology?
Mycology, and she used to do that as a part of her career. So we love doing mushroom hunting stuff.
Nice.
A lot of mushrooms in Japan.
So when we were here last time, it was winter and it was brutally cold. So it wasn't the season. And now we're here in the summer and it's been an unusually dry summer. So neither one of those two conditions are super conducive. You want to catch it in the spring and in the fall is like mushroom season here. So we haven't really seen too many
in the grocery stores.
Oh, yeah, all over the place. Yeah, tons of mushroom. The food here is fantastic. It's the best in the world.
Yeah, we were literally just talking about mushrooms earlier. I live in Humboldt County, which is one of the mushroom capitals of the United States. So during the right seasons, we can pick just pounds and pounds of mushrooms every day.
Yeah.
We've had a wet season in Minnesota. It hasn't gone more than 6 days without rain all summer long. So it's been green and wet, and the mushrooms are starting to sprout in Minnesota.
Where in Minnesota, if you don't mind saying, or you can message me privately.
Northern around Mille Lacs Lake area.
You know where that is? Say again?
Near Mille Lacs Lake.
Oh, yes. That's fish.
Okay, I'll hit you up. We may be in the area.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
What the hell's going on in Minnesota now? Jesus.
Do we want to go back?
Yeah. You don't have to comment on that, but Jesus, man.
If you get to the airport and get out
But
of there.
Minneapolis is, even when I lived there back in the 90s, Minneapolis was super liberal. It was very violent back then, though. That was before the 90s crime bill had taken over. It was super violent in the mid 90s in Minneapolis, but also super liberal. Like if you went downtown, there wasn't just the gay 90s, which was just this gigantic, biggest club in downtown Minneapolis. There's 3 other gay clubs within a 2-block radius of it.
All the bars in the Twin Cities are gay bars. they're all gay bars, so don't even worry about it. Just expect it. All the tea houses as well. I'm saying this is a guy who was college in St. Paul and went as a Christian college student from a Bible college. We just figured that out and wasn't a problem. We knew what to expect. If you go not knowing what to expect, then it might be a surprise to some people, but we figured that
Also,
out.
a lot of whorehouses in Minneapolis when I was young. Whole lot of whorehouses.
That's what the
Yeah, the metropolitan area, Twin Cities, St. Paul, Minneapolis, expanding outwards. It's a very different place than northern Minnesota. Further south, further east, further west. But once you get out of that clump of the metropolitan area, it's a lot different. So what's happening is
you're up there by St. Cloud and shit.
the St. Cloud area. There's a lot of Somali people brought in, a lot of Hmong people. With the University of Minnesota being such a huge attractor to a lot of different people, there's a lot of non-Minnesotan, not non-native Minnesotans attending the University of Minnesota, and then they kind of just stay here. And then a lot of Mexicans come up and they like the farming and the work here too, because there's a lot of lakes and rivers. So we have a lot of different people coming to Minnesota.
I've not seen any Liberty caps out just in the wild. Although the mushrooms, it's pretty much legal in California. It's legalized in some places and decriminalized. And so, yeah, it's a lot of penis envies floating around. That one seems to be the popular one.
Those are fun. Haven't seen those in a few seasons.
Countries where weeds is such a problem, Geoffrey.
Do what?
Why are you gonna keep moving to countries where weed's like horribly illegal?
Well, I haven't partaken since I moved out of the U.S.
Wow.
I got to send him on his farewell.
Yeah, it's been almost 3 years.
He's still a little bit high from them dabs too. They're just now wearing off.
Yeah, I never really recovered, Ben.
Freeman, when we seen Freeman last year, and he's like, at first he's like, no, that's too much for me, and then everybody started praying. He's like, yeah, baby, stop.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Just remembering and snap your fingers and I'm high again. It's incredible technology.
Penis envy is Sherry's new password now.
All right, guys, it's almost 2 p.m. here, so I need to go make some breakfast. We got up late today.
No, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Breakfast.
When you're in the States, be on my Instagram.
Thank you very much for coming on, Geoffrey. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you, brother.
Awesome. It's really good to see you guys. I love being able to, it's the time zone somehow coordinates here. And I saw you guys on this morning. So it's always good to chat and say hello. I miss you guys.
Oh, we miss you too, man. If you happen to make it to California, absolutely hit me up. You know that.
So we're talking about doing some stuff in the U.S. I don't know exactly what we're going to do quite yet. There's some ancient mounds and, some this, that, and the other to look at. So we're going to be there for a little while. It's a bit of an extended return trip because we got some other stuff to take care of while we're there. So it's possible.
Well, if it happens, you hit me up and we'll make something happen, brother. I'd love to hang out with you again.
Absolutely. Will do, guys.
Thanks. Everybody go check out Land of Chem. Get his book. Geoffrey's the shit.
I appreciate that. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Later, brother.
All right, later.
I don't ever find magic mushrooms, even in my cow shit.
I think all mushrooms are magical. Some are more magical than others.
Yeah, we have Amanita muscarias around here. Not so much. We do get those. I know I see those. We get a bunch of different amanitas. Not all of them are so nice. The muscaria you can eat, but we've got a bunch of other ones. Like they don't show up every year. Like the first winter we were here, holy shit! There's this really big amanita, and it's got like a weird sack underneath it. underneath the gills, and the sack like falls off and looks like this thing hanging around the middle. And those were amanitas, but those were super poisonous. It's hard though around the farm to see all the. Christy gets better views of them because she goes out looking past the farm. I don't get off the farm as much, and on the farm itself this year, I expect to see. Get that cat away from the dabber, please. I expect to see more mushrooms on the farm this year because we don't have goats now. Every other year, the goats, holy shit, goats love mushrooms. And I don't think any of them are poisonous for the goats. They went around just ate all of them.
Yeah, a day or so after a rain, get out there and crawl on your hands and knees through a forest bed through some thick bushes, and then you'll probably find some untouched stuff. I just like to take photographs of them and kind of mentally remember where things grow, because even grabbing them and then bringing them home and throwing them in the backyard, they're not going to sprout again. There's specific conditions that have to be met for them to grow. So growing them in, like, I think Uncle Ben's brown rice bags, some people have suggested that maybe
Uncle
the sterilization. Yeah, as a bed to grow in the rice.
I mean, I've seen people growing them in rice, but Uncle Ben's?
Well, whatever cheap rice you get in a bag from Aldi, you know. The idea was to buy the cheapest substrate for the operations to do this thing. And then there's all these, you know, ways to sterilize everything to keep it clean, keep it from cross-contaminating. Gets to be quite a hobby, almost a full-time job.
It's mostly when you're trying to inoculate it that you don't want to inoculate it with mold.
Right.
Yeah, my amanitas were big white ones also.
So I'd wondered if the rice itself didn't already come with its own mold in it, just by mass manufacture.
Before you do it, you're supposed to sterilize the rice.
Right.
Before you do it.
Right.
So, because it probably does have mold spore in there. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of things already have the components. Everything that's alive has all the components to break it down and be its death. You know, the death is inside the life all the time. Use rye. Yeah, rye is what I hear a lot of. Vermiculite. Brown rice with vermiculite. Yep, that one's a big one. Then rice patties.
That would be an interesting topic to get into, like the intentional rot and the breaking things down and composting.
It's super interesting how wild mushrooms don't seem to be so susceptible to the mold. But like we've tried growing mushrooms here before, and it's super hard not to get mold because it's just so moldy around here. Like Humboldt County in general is a very moist county. Everything's very, very wet. And so we get real bad mold the way it is. And then, yeah, you got to pressure cook the jars of rice. Yep. And then you're supposed to inoculate it in one of them hoods with the fans above it, so nothing can get into it and all that.
Yeah.
Quit going toward the dabber dummy. And what are you doing? I'm scarred. I need
quite a challenging hobby to get into. Now that it's September, I'll have to check the farmer's market. I know there's a local grower that usually brings in, he gets the good stuff. It's dependent on what the season is and what the weather's been like, but he'll bring in stuff he picks to the farmer's market.
Yeah, up here too. We get a lot of guys that have a bunch of mushrooms, and then a lot of guys grow mushrooms out here. I'm just not great at it, apparently. I'm a real good gardener, but mushrooms is a different thing.
It's a very different thing, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm apparently not good at that.
A very sterile environment.
Yeah, I don't live in a sterile environment. All right. Well, we talked about cutting the show down into smaller chunks. We failed miserably.
Yeah, I think I'll be able to clip out the Geoffrey Drumm section quite easily.
And send that to me so I can re-upload that myself also, so we can just do a whole Geoffrey Drumm thing.
Yeah, that'll be good. Next week, next Tuesday. Guess we'll
We
see
got
you
our
there.
first member, Tony Coriolis. Thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you so much, Tony Coriolis.
Stud that he is.
Others are able to join at any time. It's fun to do it during the stream because then we get to call you out. But if you do it during the week, we'll make notes and have to thank you then.
Well, and one of the things that we're gonna do is we're gonna like Marcus and I usually chat for hours afterwards. Lynn's usually chat for a couple hours afterwards, and we're gonna put some stuff like that up, recordings of that for in the member area only things, member only area.
Yeah.
Some other fun things like that. I don't know. You guys tell us what you want. Tell us. You want to see something, you want something, and you think it's gonna be fun. We'll try and do it. We'll try and accommodate.
We had a
you
really
want better emojis, send them to one of me or Marcus, and we'll do it better.
We had a really fun episode that we streamed to YouTube. It's no longer on YouTube. If you missed it, it's on the podcast audio archive feed.
Yep.
On alanmarcus.com/podcast.
Absolutely. And I think this month, I got a Crow episode dropping. Next week, Monday, I have an increase in our reality with Shane. I'll post that to the YouTube, at least the link to it or whatever.
Yeah, when that goes live, it'd be nice to have Shane join us on a Tuesday night. He's welcome.
Call it Premium Bromance Streaming. Streamium. It's a Premium Bromance Streamium. Yeah, this is my social time.
It is, yeah.
And we just stream it for a while.
We're like a Japanese host club where we come and we flirt with our chatters.
Yeah. Yeah, and we try and tell
totally
Marcus like chattel slavery.
Indeed.
Well, we got quite a few guests that we're working on that we're just lining it out. Thanks for coming, guys. You guys are the best. We'll see you guys next week. Love you guys.